Some scenes may not be appropriate for younger audiences. Parental discretion is advised.
Overheard University. Just like conversations people have heard.
Alright. We're live.
It's like I feel like I should just go get the vodka now. It's fuck it.
Fuck it. I mean, at some point we do have to do the, the designated DM idea if Matt is willing to DM that because he's the only one that don't drink.
I have to try to guide the group of drunks through a session.
Yeah, like like Matt's goal is to try to keep us alive as much as possible, and our goal is to just derail the thing as much as possible.
I mean, that sounds like a usual Nexus session. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, but like worse, just with the the potential possibility of imminent liver failure, probably. Whether it's because of the alcohol consumption or because Beth is probably stealing my liver's livelihood as we speak. Okay, but anyways, welcome to the Shattered Realm and our channel Scroll for Initiative. We are back for another session. Now, who would like to do a quick recap of last week's session? Big boss battle. Matt did it last week, so he's not allowed.
I'll give it a go.
I mean,
Let's say, don't all y'all speak up at once.
we need the Lillian recap because it involves thought.
It involves
What?
tragedy and loss. Rip Bishop will never forget you.
So I'm having trouble beginning.
We were going in the third trial.
There we go. Yeah. We were beginning the third trial, which had involved. Oh my god, I can't.
It was the trial of smart. We had
It was
to
the
answer a bunch
riddles.
of
The riddle.
riddles.
That's why I
With
forgot.
the riddles.
Okay. There we go. It was the riddles that were not stolen from anything. They were all 100%.
Clearly.
No one can prove it. It's not copyrighted, and those riddles are totally just open source.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
Come at me.
we got through a series of riddles that were given by a few ghostly specters. Once we had solved these riddles, we had passed the third and final trials that would lead us and give us access through the doors. Once we got out of the last trial, the monastery, the place was under attack. It was being besieged by
Petrov.
Petrov's men.
I'm not into it right now. I need that coffee. Petrov's men, and it was our task to get towards the doors as fast as possible, while the guru tried to hold back the attacks. It seemed that Petrov's automatons were making their journey and their climb up the mountain as we went towards the doors, and we had used the masks to open the door to try to find the Hollow Fire Heart. And we got in through the mountain, through the doors. We came into a completely different environment. It wasn't one of what we expected to find inside a mountain. It was almost its own habitat. It's a forgotten, ruined city that was all encased in vines, roots, and overgrowth. There was a large tree in the very center, right?
Yes, basically.
Yeah. So, maneuvering ourselves, along with Karma joining us, accompanying us, because she was said to have knowledge and skills that would help assist us in finding the heart. We came upon what was a very old grave site filled with lots of bodies, and another one of those purple, huge Yeti-like creatures. Luckily, they were drawn away by Petrov's men, who had already found themselves within this ruin. And within this small grave site, where we climbed over a root wall, we had found a few magical items that were left behind from previous adventurers centuries, maybe millennia ago. One of which was a butterfly wand, a suit of glamorous studded leather armor, a bottle of storm lightning, I believe it was.
Yeah, the storm in a bottle.
Storm in a bottle, and I feel like there was like the boots.
Boots of Elvenkind and health potions. And 200 gold pieces.
Yeah, healing potions. As well as some gold. But from that point, we continued towards the tree, where we had come to find the actual Hall of Fire heart was not actually the stuff of miracles and legend. It was a decoy. It was simply that amber-like fluid mass that was congealed into sort of a spherical thing at the very bottom base of this tree. And it was said that Wilhelm was here already before us. So we pressed on, starting fires along the way as we do normally.
As you do.
And we got into the very bottom chambers where we had found Wilhelm himself. A man, which we would soon discover was living inside of the suit that was supposedly keeping him alive. And that's where we fought Wilhelm, and we killed him with a bit of struggle, but who struggled the most was a small marmot. 10 GP wasted.
He gave his life so that we could defeat Wilhelm. He'll never be forgotten.
So, I think that was pretty much it.
I mean, like, towards the end of the boss fight as well, Aya shows up.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Aya showed up, and she helped, like, pretty much just end Wilhelm. She got her magic back.
Yeah, she, like, judo flipped him into the resin pond and lit it on fire or some shit.
She threw fireballs at him.
How she got it back, or if that was told, but she managed to escape Petrov, and somehow managed her way here, and she had her powers unleashed.
Okay.
We'll get into that.
I'm gonna say that this is just conjecture, but based on what she said at the end of session, I think the impression that we got was that Feng Zhao had that, like, magic funk going on that, like, we could sense him the whole time we were there. And once she got out of that and into this, like, old magic environment, because this place also has, like, magical interference, but it's, like, old magic. Like, once we got into that, or once I got into that, she, like, got her original powers back.
It's close. That's very close, but yes, we'll get into that. All right. So, you guys have just finished. Killing Petrov or Wilhelm.
Wilhelm.
Like, damn, we're good.
Yeah. We just killed a man.
We
Hundreds of thousands of miles away.
We time skipped all the way across the continent.
Yeah, we just
confirmed Petrov not here.
No. Okay. So yes, we've killed Wilhelm. He's currently burning up inside of the now lit up pool of sap, and this fire is starting to rise up and join some of the other pockets of sap and amber that are placed throughout this cabin. You think it might be a wise idea to exit stage left?
I have Wilhelm's helmet still.
Souvenir.
Well, I mean, if Ripper didn't take a souvenir, someone was going to.
I didn't manage to get his teeth. His old man got thrown in and burned.
Let's say he didn't have any teeth because he was that old.
Let's just okay. We should leave, and we'll use the helmet to intimidate anybody that gets in the way.
I also assume that this helmet's pretty hefty because he was like a large metallic suit. Right?
Oh yeah, this thing is not light. I would say this thing is probably like in and of itself like 40, 50 pounds.
Oh.
We need to give it to Ripper, and he can use it as a projectile to shock put it at
yeah,
somebody.
Shot put. It's
Yeah,
also
there
made
you
of
go.
a super durable like material too, called magicite. Is it a rock or is it metal?
So
Yes.
it's the helmet is
rock.
metal.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
I mean, like magicite is a metal.
It's more like a stone than it is a metal. Almost like vaguely crystalline, but I would say like it's more closer to like regular like silicon-based rocks. But anyways, that's beside the point. we bring the helmet back. We bring the helmet back to Sanctuary, where the new sports event is going on for Warina Cillians, and a man says that he can score a point against her in tennis. Ripper hands her the helmet. She hits it and scores the helmet straight through the man's head. All right.
Through the man's head?
Through his head.
Becomes the man's head.
Replaces it. Okay.
Yeah,
So yes, we exit the cave. Does the honk follow us?
I think the honk is stuck in place because isn't he an illusion?
No, yeah, he's an illusion, so I just dispel it.
Okay. Okay. Well, goodbye,
Sad
honk.
honk.
Sad honk. Aw. All right, you guys exit. As you guys are running behind, you see that Aya is struggling to keep up. The wounds that she clearly has all over her body are not healed in the slightest, and you can see cuts and
question.
bruises on her legs and arms.
Oh.
Aya is beat up, or like
Aya.
Kadala person?
Kadala
Okay.
person?
Karma.
Oh,
The monk,
Karma?
the monk chick. Yeah, Karma. There we go.
Kadala.
I'm sorry.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know who
end up
Kadala
calling her
is.
Kadala.
Don't know who Kadala is.
Kada- Kadala is the bitchy like gambling vendor in D3.
No, I didn't play enough D3 to care about the names of the NPCs.
Yeah, unfortunately, Matt, like, Kadala has become the female version of Steve for me. It's just, if I can't think of the name, it's now Kadala.
What's
Anyways.
Diablo
Diablo
3.
3.
Anyways.
Diablo
Anyway.
3.
Anyways, we
But
still
yeah.
we still have time
Okay.
on we still have time on the healing spirit, so it can heal Aya while we're running out of here.
That works.
All right, so you move the healing spirit towards her, and it slowly begins to recover some of her wounds, just enough so that she can limp her way out of the cave. Although it might help if you guys want to help lift her up, as it requires like a
Can I just-
somewhat amount of climbing
Can
to get out.
can I just, like, invert this helmet and have her sit in it?
The helmet's not
God.
that big.
It's
I'm-
like
I'm
one of
doing
those
it.
chamber pods.
Chamber pot.
I need you to make a dex save as you run out of this cavern now, as all 9 of her tails are now fluffing around in your face.
That's more like animal handling, right?
I don't... Can I use danger sense for this? Because the tails are clearly visible.
Yes,
I'm doing it.
it's self-induced danger, but it counts.
Oh no!
Already?
I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Goodbye, Beth. It was nice having you. here.
Oh,
We
dear lord. And we already broke the DM.
We're starting early.
No, that's a 3 total.
Oh my god. Can we not kill Aya with the helmet as we're trying to leave?
Okay, so is there anything else you'd like to do, or are we sticking with those numbers?
I mean, no, just fuck it.
Okay.
3. What do I trip
3.
on?
Okay, so you trip going up the cavern's entrance and dump the large helmet onto the ground, spilling Aya out. The helmet partially crushing her, undoing all of the healing done by the healing spirit. You can hear kind of screech as it rolls over her ankle and crushes the bone there.
Can I just take a moment to look at Ronir and then Nisa and then back at Ronir
Yeah,
again?
that works. You may. There's enough time for that as the fire you can see behind you is continuing to grow.
Why are we looking at me? What did I do?
It's like we're just gonna let this happen.
What am I supposed to... It was like 3 seconds. What was I supposed to do? And I have like 8 strength. What am I supposed to do?
I don't know. Maybe Lillian needs to like reconjure that baby Bjorn, and we'll just strap Aya in.
You could just carry her.
I was carrying her. It didn't
Not
end
in a
well.
big helmet.
I'm gonna have to conjure another healing spirit once we're not getting exploded. Because
You
you
have
guys...
a choice to make the helmet or Aya.
I bring Aya.
We choose the helmet.
I mean,
Aya.
you could also shock put Aya at something, but I don't know if I don't know if that'd work all that well.
It's kind of just like, you're choosing the
No.
helmet over me, and it's like, no one will believe you.
Ah, that's just mean.
It's dark. Alright. But yes, unless anybody has any like other clever solutions, you now have a choice to make the helmet or Aya.
Like seriously?
Yeah, unless you have another idea.
I'm choosing the helmet, really. It's made of magicite.
The helmet's not made of magicite.
What a scam.
What a scam. Yeah, I don't have anything clever because, you know.
I don't want to summon the Bjorn because I think it'll take a minute to put it on, and 2 because I have like a urn filled with amber fluid at the heart that I wanted to take back with me to study.
I mean, just somebody pick Aya up and let's go. I can't pick her
I
up.
am picking Aya up.
I just imagine we're all like debating this, like stopping to debate this as like the fire is
Drawing like
I mean,
mathematical
come on, let's
like,
go.
equations in the sand right now, and we're talking about it.
Can I like punt the helmet along like a soccer ball?
It will cost you half your movement speed.
I don't know if we can afford that. Your movement speed might already technically be halved because you're grappling something.
I don't know. Like she's willing.
Can I? Okay, so maybe I'll shoulder Aya.
Oh my god, no, I have it. Just conjure a tiny red wagon. We'll pull it along.
Look, how about I carry the helmet, you carry Aya.
Why are we
Will
so
that
worried
solve
about the helmets?
it? Because they won't stop it. You guys won't shut up about it.
Y'all are the worst heroes in this world. Guys.
We're not heroes.
That's what we've been saying since like session 2.
We've been trying to
Mistake.
we've been trying to tell all the NPCs we're not heroes for like 20-something sessions and no one will believe us.
Why do you keep calling us heroes?
We're just
I
a
feel like
group.
this is just like what a Sword Art Online ended up being like a Western thing instead of like an Eastern thing. Instead of it being, like harem anime, it's just, a bunch of shitty people being thrown into like a world of NPCs that are just like, whole hero, like how goes your quest? And you're just sitting there looting everybody's shit. You're just like, hero? What?
We're not heroes. We're just a group of people that keep getting stuck in really weird circumstances.
I imagine it kind of like that one Vine where it's just like, detective, really? At a crime scene? You're like, detective, really? It's like at the crime scene? Stealing stuff out of, like, ice cream out of the refrigerator? What? Is this a murder? Get off my dick!
Anyways,
But yes,
let's get.
alright, so you pick up Aya.
I'm gonna actually like if she's able, like I'm gonna bend down and like we're going piggyback on this.
Okay, yes, you may do so as she reaches up and wraps her arms around your neck, holding on for dear life. Would anybody else like to do anything? Like grab the helmet, because you can do that. Ripper is not exclusively the only person that can grab a helmet.
But it's heavy.
But it's literally heavier than I can carry because multiple party members have 8 strength.
And you don't have Bishop to give you the help action. Shame.
Someone would just trip and squish him.
So fuck the helmet, just run. We're all gonna blow up.
I'm running. We need
Okay.
to stop. We need to stop and get Lillian's conjured jar of thing that wasn't the MacGuffin. Anyways,
Wait, Lillian had a jar of what now?
resin stuff like
I-
chipped from the heart.
Oh,
It's a
I thought
sound.
you like took some from the pool that I was not aware of. Okay, that's good enough.
Is there a difference? Like they look the same, right?
One is basically just crystallized, and the crystallized version looks like it has something shining out of it.
So the heart or the fake heart was solid. It wasn't a liquid.
Yeah, it's amber, right?
Oh, never mind. I was trying to scrape it off into like an urn last session.
Yeah.
But I did that.
Yep.
I interpreted it as it was like a gelatinous mass. That
No. It's fossilized resin. It's amber, and you can
Okay.
see that there's something glowing inside of it. It's clearly it wasn't what Petrov wanted apparently, but you still aren't entirely sure.
Okay.
Like,
If
it's
that's the case, I'll instead of like an urn filled with like a liquid, I'll just like a chunk of it. I'll just say I'll chip off a chunk.
yeah.
Instead.
It's like not like other gems.
Just put the gem inside one of these empty beer bottles we're carrying around. It's
It's
fine.
fine.
Ancient
Artifact inside of a beer bottle. Amen.
Yeah.
All right.
They'll never
but-
find it when they search us at the TSA.
You're right. All right. Anyways, though, so you all managed to successfully make it out just as the entire cavern goes up in flames. Just as the last of you exits out of the cave, you hear as flames burst out from there. It's probably a good idea that nobody goes down there for some time.
I'm not sure there's gonna be much down there left after it's done.
This is how we burn down one of the world trees.
fine.
Accidental Sylvanas.
This is fine.
I get that reference. Yeah.
Still like that one fanfiction that one person wrote that's just like Sylvanas just has really bad eyesight and accidentally tripped and landed on the world map, and when they're just like, what was that? It's like, my new attack plan. Oh, okay. Sure. As you say, Teladrisil will burn. Wait, what?
She'll just steal new eyes from somebody else. It's fine. She's basically a fucking Mr. Potato Head anyways.
I mean, who's she gonna steal them from? The Valkyries? Give me a break. The Valkyr, whatever they're called.
She'll just grab a random elf. I mean, that's how she got her current body.
Sexy. Don't like your body, steal another one.
She is a banshee.
You know that means nothing to me outside the context of that. I just know that's what she is. Anyways.
So
haven't been...
do we see the asshole that ran off from the goosing earlier?
You do not. He's also on the other side of the temple, so you would have to climb back up through the middle.
Well, if any...
As you carry up Aya, she goes, thank you. I think even with my ankle, I should be able to make it on my own if I look at the stairs. Ah, damn it!
And yeah, if any of Petrov's men are still kicking around, like, they know where we are now because there's a giant fucking fireball behind us.
Alright.
I mean, all I'm thinking now is we have Ronir just like constant goose honk in front of us, 30 feet. Just like pronounce that as we go, be the herald of everyone's doom as we're running. It's goose honk.
You used Hong. It was super effective.
Yes.
But yes, so you see that if you are planning on making your way back, you'll have to cut through the temple again.
Is the entirety of the interior collapsing, or is anything?
No, just the space that you just came out of, at least for the moment. It doesn't look like it's spreading inside of that cavern, though.
But, I mean, that explosion was pretty hard to miss, so if anyone's still patrolling in here, they're aware of it.
At least rocks are not falling yet.
Yet. I mean,
Yeah.
the ceiling's got a hole in it, though. Like, we should be fine.
How do you think that hole got there?
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay. So Can we see any of Petrov's forces coming? Are they advancing right now? Can we?
You don't see any of them, and for a strange reason, you don't hear any of them either.
Uh-oh.
The
What do
stomp
we
of
hear?
You hear the flames behind you. You hear the sound of battle much further away, more towards the beginning of the city.
Like the monks.
And sorry,
Like from the monks.
you hear it from. You can distinguish certain noises. You hear the roar of some of the guardian beasts that you had to face, the Yeti-like beasts that turned out that there are people underneath them. You hear the clang of weapons and the shouts of people, but you don't hear anything further into the city. It might be a good guess that the people inside the city probably didn't meet very pretty fates given the guardians in the city.
No, we just need to get back outside so we can figure out if, like, the bloodbath is... Like, is the mountainside covered in gore, or is it still going? So we gotta make our way back outside again.
Yes, you do. All right. So, making your way up the stairs. Is there anything any of you would like to do? Say,
Stay alert.
stay safe. I love it.
Stay frosty.
I wanna ask Aya how she got here.
It's a long story. After Petrov publicly whipped me in the square back in Fengzhou, gave me to his men. Free punching bag. Something to take the stress out on. I didn't think I was going to make it out. But the closer we got towards here, towards the mountain range, I felt it. The old magic. Just on the tip of my fingers, but unmistakably there, all around us in the strand. And as they begun their assault, there was a guard watching me. Something changed. Like a door being unlocked. A floodgate of magic came rushing out. It had been so long since I felt the old magic flow through my body. But returning to my natural form felt like greeting an old friend. So I finally did what I had always dreamed of doing. And I tore the throats out of some of the men who thought they could own me. I ran into the city, following the magic. And, well, finding you was fairly easy. I just had to follow the sounds of death and explosions.
We're good at that.
Yes, you really are.
Yes, well... Sorry about what happened back on the island. We sort of... The city was in chaos, and... We had to
Yeah,
make a
just save us,
choice.
Tika.
We had to make a choice. Either if we had stayed and tried to fight through them, we may very well have lost the speaker in the process.
You did the best you could do, given the circumstances. But tell me, is Ptolemy safe?
Question marks.
Sorry,
Ptolemy?
I
Oh,
know-
the guy who, the guy
speaker.
who, yes, we made sure that he got escorted back safely to the capital.
Good.
Or that the security party that picked him up did anyway.
Known him a very long time, and well, this is not a world he's necessarily familiar with, but The knowledge he does bring about the filth is most undoubtedly going to be important in the days to come. As you reach the top of the stairs, you see that the room with the heart is the same as you left it. But as you approach it, Aya puts a hand on your arm, Ripper, assuming you're still carrying her.
Yes,
All right. As
this
you just
is mine.
just before this is my excuse me, sir. This is my emotional support kitsune. But yes, no. She puts a hand on your shoulder. Wait. Place me down next to the heart.
Okay. I will do this.
As you place her down next to it, she limps her way over, resting against one of the pillars next to it. She stares deep into it as the light from it reflects into her eyes. She reaches an arm out and touches it, and as she does so, closing her eyes, you see that the wounds on her body begin to close. Letting her hand drop from the heart, she looks back towards all of you. Petrov wasn't after the heart. Wasn't what he wanted. But there's most certainly something special there. Something beyond the old magic.
Well, if he didn't want the heart, then what did he want?
Whatever was down there, that liquid.
Why would he want monster goo?
To make
Perhaps
monsters,
for his-
presumably.
For his army of monsters. It's hard to say why men want power sometimes. Revenge. Because he was scorned by Valencia. Something to prove, perhaps.
Because he's a complete psychopath.
You know where he is.
Not particularly. He
Well,
went to the desert. That's where he took half of his forces.
oh good, so he
Beyond that, I don't know exactly where he...
oh good, so he followed my misdirection and wound up on the wrong side of the world.
That was you.
Kind of glad that you ended up coming here instead. Wouldn't want to send you over there as well.
I think he didn't want to have to deal with a simple consort.
But yes, when we found the map that led here, I sort of, modified it.
It was quick thinking. I don't know if those monks would have been able to handle a force of that size. Although, it seems like they're getting help. Those creatures, the Yeti,
Well,
they're not necessarily friendly with the monks, but I think they understand an invasion force when they see one.
yes, well, they're not really Yetis. They're... I'm not sure what you'd call those things, but hopefully they'd actually kill all the forces and don't, bite anyone.
Karma kind of pipes up at this. Perhaps that's where the infection comes from. The black teeth, the sap. It's how it spreads. It's chaos.
Tree of Discord.
the Clyfot. The old man was right after all. Guru Patak always said that the city was important, but in ways that he couldn't possibly know. I doubt he even knows himself. Perhaps we should make our way back to the entrance.
Yes, we have to see if the monks manage to hold it back, or if we have to fight the rest of the army.
Aya holds out a hand as a ball of amber-colored fire appears in her hand. Whatever it is, I'm ready to fight.
You might be, but I think the rest of us are basically spent fighting our way in here.
I don't think I have another skill left in me.
Karma also looks like she's like on the verge of passing out. And you can see that the mark on her forehead has started to fade just a little bit.
Ripper actually looks mostly fine.
That's because I keep spending all my mana to make you fine.
Lots
I'm
of
just so
energy on Ripper's
hungry.
part.
I still have a little bit, you know. I always try to keep an ace in the hole in case things go sideways.
How is Ronir looking?
He's pretty uninspired at the moment. He looks like he could use a nap, but he still has plenty of spell. He has a couple of spell slots left that he can burn.
Looks uninspired. Is that like your way of telling you don't have bardic inspiration anymore?
It's
I don't
like,
know.
He's like he's active, but it's like he's more annoyed by anything else that's gonna happen next.
Okay, mood.
Okay, so let's just go outside and see if we're in trouble or not. I mean, we're always in
Alright.
trouble, but
Always.
Well,
Oh
now
my.
since Aya's better, I'm gonna go back to holding Lillian's hand.
So weak.
All right. So, as you guys make it through the main pathways of the city, I'm not just gonna skip ahead and say like you navigate around the broken bridges and whatnot. You do see
Do we
some
find
of
more magic
the.
loot?
Sorry.
Do we find more magic loot?
No, you- Excuse me, the one who got the most.
Hey, I'm just trying to help my brothers out.
I'm sure. All right, but yes, you make your way through the city, navigating your way through the different, at the different alleyways, the different paths may be blocked or changed by the overgrown roots. Through
Okay, I have an
broken bridges.
axe.
Ripper has an axe. And along the way, you do see soldiers and clockwork soldiers, but none that you have to fight because all of them seem like they've gotten their skulls beaten in, probably by the Guardians, given the state of like disarray and dismemberment. Seems like these Yeti Guardian creatures, they clean house fairly well.
But we haven't seen any of those like wandering around.
say we've gotten punched by them a few times. I'm pretty sure we're aware that they clean house.
All right. Eventually, though, you do make it back safely to the front of the city, where you can see that, for the most part, Petrov's forces have either been destroyed or expelled, but standing by the gate, on the side of the city, you see a huge force of those guardian creatures, and on the other side, you see the monks, battered, bruised, and bloody, but still fighting. And at the front of the group, you see, the monks group, you see Guru Patak.
So does it look like there is fighting or about to be fighting, or are they just kind of like staring at each other?
At the moment, they're just staring at each other. There is no current fighting going on, but there is tension, as you can see.
have they noticed us yet? Have any of them noticed us yet?
They have not noticed you yet, but you're like moving further up will cause them to notice you.
How many?
Of the guardian creatures, let's go with
And the opposition.
let's go with like 30 and 60. 30 of the guardian force, 60 of the monks. I don't know how large groups of people are but that sounds right.
This is a very crowded mountain.
Make shit up.
Yeah, exactly. We'll just
Laughed nervously.
Would you like to make yourselves known, or?
I'll probably end up
how do I wanna
making
do
us
this?
known.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're.
Go along with whatever else, like whatever you guys. I
Well,
don't have
like,
nothing.
I-
I got nothing.
Rainier, you were
Ripper-
saying something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna. I was going to go ahead and do something beneficial. I was going to. How far away are we from the group?
Right now, I would say you're about 30 feet out. You're just like climbing up right now from. Like, one of
Okay,
the side
good.
branches.
Great. I want to creep a little closer so that way I can cast Fairy Fire on a 20-foot cube of the soldiers.
What's yours?
There's like. We're looking at like a group of the monks on one side and a group of those like Megilla gorilla monsters on the other.
Megilla Gorillas. I thought it was the. Sorry. Yeah, I still want to highlight the Megilla Gorillas.
Oh
To
no.
try and give them a helping hand.
Oh well, there's not. We're not. They're not fighting right now. We're trying to see if this is like a
Oh,
season.
We're just having a
Oh,
stare.
I thought
Yeah,
they were like
stare
I thought they
down.
were
No,
like
it
on
is-
the edge of about to go to war. I thought
No,
that's
it is
what the-
tense, but like it doesn't look like nobody's initiated hostilities.
Oh, so if we do anything, then it will break out. Gotcha.
Yeah, this is like
Depending
a.
on what you do.
We've walked into like a ceasefire situation.
No, I would rather not, because then that ends up making things worse than making things better.
All right, Ripper, what would you
Yep.
like to do?
So unless anyone else is going to stop me, Ripper is gonna start like walking faster and like waving, and is about to yell out Guru's name.
I'm getting dragged along while this is happening.
Yes.
All right,
Wait,
so
are you-
Lillian, do you try to fight this as you get dragged along?
All you hear is whoa.
Uh,
So unless
Nisa
anyone is
and
going to
Rainier?
stop this, this is gonna happen.
is there anything you would like to do?
You assume any of us can stop you?
Right. The ninth strength bard and druid here.
I mean,
8
if
strength
you say
druid.
wait, if you're like,
8 strength
Ripper,
druid,
no
9
wait.
strength bard.
Ripper charge. He charge.
So
All right, we're
nobody has anything
doing
else to
it.
do. All right.
We're going for it.
We're going for it.
I mean, if they turn hostile, we're all dead anyways. So
As you approach,
Fine.
waving, you yell Guru Patek's name, and suddenly every single Yeti has their eyes on you. As they just whip their heads around, glaring at you, you can feel their breath. Do you continue to approach?
I'm just gonna like stop for a moment, so I'm not like charging. Has anyone else noticed us yet?
Yes, so the monks have noticed you.
I'm just like standing there. My arm is still in the air. Lillian might be like just catching up.
Yeah, just trying to.
Vince is getting dragged by your other arms. So there's just like drag marks in the snow.
You can see that some of the monks even like hold up some of their weapons, like everybody's on edge. Not sure what's going to happen next. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Look back and find Karma.
Karma walks up to you, Ripper. I am not too far behind, and Karma places a hand on your arm, looking towards the Yetis. It's a tense moment, as everybody seems to just be glaring at each other. before the Yetis part like the Red Sea, allowing you passage through the gate again.
Alright, we'll just like awkwardly walk through in silence.
Time to run through this before they decide to
Run through us.
run through us.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the exact phrasing.
I look
As-
at these.
Sorry, go.
I look at these Yetis.
Mhm.
I want to examine them. Are they respecting us, or because we passed the trials, or is it something else?
This does look like a form of respect. Perhaps almost somewhat begrudgingly, but respect nonetheless. You imagine that they have spent so many years, hundreds and hundreds of, if not thousands of years, protecting the heart. And while you broke into their city, you're willingly leaving without the heart. And you helped destroy the forces that tried to take it. Tried to take the sap, the tree from them.
Oh,
Whatever,
so
they
it's
may
good
not
that
speak your
we.
language, but they're not your enemy.
So it's good that we have put away the shard of that in Lillian's backpack that no one knows about.
Yeah, after my realization of that, it's like,
The downside
yeah.
being that we get to go back to Sanctuary and be like, yeah, you guys want that, you're gonna have to go get it yourselves, because there's an army of angry purple monkeys that will kill you.
yeah, if nothing else, like, I tried to, this piece of the shard I have is good evidence, so I don't make any gestures towards it.
Right.
Because 30 Yetis are gonna have opportunity attacks.
All right.
Right.
As you all pass through, finally, once you finish passing through, the Yetis close ranks again, giving you all one last look before they disperse back into the city. As this happens, Guru Patik runs forward to Karma. He seems very worried about her safety, and indeed, as her mentor and hers as protege, you would think this is very justified worry. But for, all the damage she might have taken during that fight, she seems to be doing all right. Guru Patik turns to all of you. I think we might have reached something of an uneasy alliance with the locals.
As long as they're not biting people.
Well, we've helped protect this gate for thousands of years. I think so long as that deal still stands, the gate will remain open. And the old magic can flow through the land again.
Well, we have a long trip back to Sanctuary to inform the speaker that he's probably not getting the heart.
No, Windows, I do not want to update right now.
Windows is like, fuck your
The
session.
worst. The worst timing.
Is there something you need to do for 5 hours? Let me interrupt. The guru looks to all of you. Will you not stay? At least for a day to rest.
That would be most appreciated.
Come, think after today's fights. We could all use a little food and sleep. Alright. So, returning back to the the Sakshi monastery, you see along the way some of the monks helping to collect their dead. Thankfully, there don't seem to be many, but each one is still weighed upon all of them, as the monastery was very much like one big family to all of them. The soldiers, they just dump over the side of the mountain. It's fine.
Savage.
Exactly.
Bronier's going to Guru. Do you still have some people who are in need of medical assistance?
Yes, we've sent most of them to the infirmary already, but we've had a lot of casualties. Many of them have taken numerous injuries, but our healers will certainly have them up and running in no time.
I would like to go offer my last. How many spell slots do I have? I think it's 3 or 4. My last 4 spell slots to heal up some of the injured.
He will graciously accept your help, and as you try to go, Karma runs up beside you. Wait, I'll come to. With this, I should be able to unleash a lot more ki to help heal people. At this, Guru Patik seems ecstatic to see that his protege has mastered, this incredible technique that he's been training her for so many years, and the two of them promise to catch up soon about it.
I want to tug on the guru's robe or whatever he's wearing, just tug on the sleeve and ask him if we can go back, if there's a way to bring our oxen up, because they're probably cold and hungry by now.
He will instruct you to bring the oxen towards the side of a mountain in a hidden pass where they have something sort of like a pulley lift, where a few monks will help you, just lift the oxen and the cart up.
Wow. Amazing.
Great.
But is the
game.
but is the elevator powered by some half orcs?
I don't know. Are there any half orcs in the monastery?
There are no half orcs here, and even though you might be a little bit disappointed, as they move to pull up the pulley ropes, you just hear them. Ah! Ah!
Next, we're gonna see it with halflings. Watch.
Yes.
Lifting a cheese wheel.
Buff halflings. Like, what was his name? Spud?
That was a gnome.
Spud.
Spud was a gnome.
Spud was a gnome.
It's a gnome. All right. Okay. Is there anything else anybody else would like to do? Nisa, Lillian? There is food. You can go rest. Well, there's not food yet, but they're cooking up food.
If there is any time at any point, during a rest, if Aya is free, I want to ask her what she plans to do.
Aya is free at any time if you would like to talk to her. Yes.
Yeah, I want to. During some downtime, when things are not too crazy, people are buried, and things have settled down. I just want to ask her what she plans to do tomorrow, the next following days. Is she gonna accompany us?
You imagine you see that Aya has trailed off towards the food hall, and imagine that you could probably catch her there for the next little while. You probably think that Petrov's men didn't feed her very well, and as amazing as the Hellfire Heart might be for her, it probably didn't fix an empty stomach.
It is the nutritional equivalent of a rice cake.
Wait, what? Rice cakes are fucking delicious. Fuck you, man.
Rice cakes are not good there, Isaac.
What rice cakes have you been eating?
People
Quakers.
eat rice cakes to diet.
Oh, white people rice cakes. That's why. Oh god.
Don't worry, I got kind of confused too, and it's oh right, those are a thing.
Yeah, I forgot Quaker rice cakes are a fucking thing. God no, that's like buying air.
Nisa's plan is return to the room we were in that, they assigned us to earlier, and maybe or maybe not end up being like really drunk by the time anyone gets there.
But are
Don't
you
alcohol.
also going to write a strongly worded letter?
No.
Gotta do that shit in person. All right. So we're going to start with the first one. So, Daniel, Rainier heads towards the infirmary, and indeed, you can see that there are quite a number of souls in need of medical attention. Excuse me. And you find that even as your own magic runs out, Karma keeps going, a warm green light emanating from her hands as she continues to help heal some of the injured. You're welcome to stay and stick around until she herself runs out, or you can go off and do whatever it is you like.
Yeah, I'll keep Karma company, just sort of like just sort of providing moral support as she goes ahead and keeps healing people. I'll probably take out the viol that I have and just
Nice.
play some somber but soothing music for the monks here. They probably
Nice.
wouldn't appreciate something too high tempo.
Nice. It's definitely appreciated though by the people in the infirmary, and you imagine that you've earned the respect and admiration of a lot of the people here. If there's anything you'd like to talk to Karma about, or any of the people here as well, you're more than welcome to.
No, I can't. I just will let you know that that was a level 1, level 2, and 2 level 3 healing words that I doled out in terms of what I did for healing.
Okay, I'll say that like that gets you through like 3 people's, oh boy, like 3 people's, injuries of like varying needs. One person with more minor wounds, intermediate wounds, bigger wounds, that sort of thing.
Gotcha.
Okay, very nice, very nice.
I need to make a quick run, but I'll be right back.
Yeah, of course. Okay, we'll move on to Ripper. Is there anything you'd like to do specifically about getting the oxen up into the monastery?
Not really. Just like make sure I have a monk with me, because I'd probably get lost.
Okay, yep. So, a monk will help you, a few monks will help you get the oxen up into the monastery. Another monk will help you guide the oxen through the monastery, finding a place for them and getting them, some like oats, or I don't know what oxen eat. I'll Google it later.
Vegetables, I don't know.
The bodies of the soldiers, recycling.
Oh no.
Oxen with a taste for flesh.
Clearly that's
they
just
eat
how we
the-
need to train our oxen. We'll teach them to eat flesh.
They eat the
Obviously.
taint too, so like they turn their teeth turn black as well, and then they get powers.
I'm sorry, did you call it the
Yes.
taint?
Yes, not that kind of taint. Get your mind out of the gutter, son.
I was just like, what? Anyways, all right. So, Lillian, you can definitely find Aya in the food hall, chowing down on some of the food they have there. Right now, it looks like some sort of fried fish covered in a tangy sauce and covered in, like some vegetables, some julienne carrots, some onions. It's nice and steaming hot. She has a bowl of rice in front of her. There's some vegetables in what looks to be some sort of stir-fried sauce with big chunks of like sliced garlic.
I must know now at this point, is this magically conjured fish? Where does the fish come from?
They made it.
They made okay, so magically conjured fish.
It's not magically conjured fish. Like
Where
they
do
made it. Like
where
they,
do
not with
they-
magic.
Where does the fish come from?
Obviously.
Obviously, like just inside. they just have like their own little ponds inside. Remember they also had like that koi pond from before?
Questionable.
You don't eat koi. I
Maybe
thought that was like bad.
Maybe
You don't
they
do that.
maybe they do. You don't know.
Excuse me. People eat anything. Don't have to tell me what I can and can't eat in my own fantasy world. Fuck you.
Okay.
The audacity.
I join her. I assume like let's call it dinner or something, supper.
Yeah, let's say it's like close to like the end of the day. The sun's just going over the horizon at this point. Sun's going over the horizon in the north.
Yeah, that's it. All right. So I sit down with her. I start to grab myself some food, and I assume we're eating family style because that is the tradition.
Obviously. You just grab yourself a bowl of rice and go to town, fam.
Yeah, exactly. I sit down, and well, it's awkward at first because I just sit down. And I don't say anything.
I mean, she like says hi to you, but like her mouth is full of food. She's starving, so she's focused on eating right now.
Right. But it's awkward still. She says hi. I don't really say anything. I fill my bowl first, and well, the first thing that Lillian says is, "Are you okay?"
Aya places the rice bowl down. No. But there's not much to be done about that, is there? Are you okay?
That's a difficult question to answer.
A difficult question to ask.
But I think you've had it worse.
It's not about worse or better. Petrov found a way to hurt us both. Directly or not. All that matters is that we stopped his men. And one day, if not me, someone will kill him.
You've got your powers back. What do you plan to do?
Part of me wants to chase down Petrov. Make him pay for what he did to me. I don't think a fox would do very well in the desert, no? I think I will find my people again. Now that the old magic has returned to the land, we don't have to hide like we did for 1,000 years. You and your friends, you're fighting the darkness, no?
Trying.
Well, when the time comes, know that you have an army of Vestians right behind you.
Would you be heading back to Fengxiao tomorrow?
No. No, not tomorrow. Maybe not for a little while. I think I've deserved a break, don't you?
Yes, especially you.
This place is beautiful. And the magic, I can feel it coursing through my veins like it did so long ago. I don't think it will, but I'm afraid if I leave this mountaintop, the magic goes with it.
I can understand that.
Either way, I think it's time the Vestaya step out of the shadows.
Do I know anything about Vestaya?
Hold Let's put the spelling in there. The reason it's mainly coming up now is because I couldn't think of a name for it back then. But remember in those texts you were reading how like a lot of Tian has those animal people. The Vastaya are basically like the animal people. So they come in all different shapes and forms. There can be different.
That's the
kinds.
name of the.
It's like a race, basically.
That's the name of the species.
Yeah.
Okay.
They come in many different forms. Clearly, there's a nine-tailed fox form. You've probably read about different forms. Like there's maybe a cat form, a monkey form, bird form, stuff like that.
But is there a form of a bucket of water? I'm sorry.
I was thinking it in my head, but I wasn't gonna say it because I think we were all thinking it.
I'll just go ahead and add in 5 psychic damage.
Cannot be reduced in any way.
Just
Right.
just -5 to your permanent health total. Okay. Anyways,
Sorry.
but yeah, is there anything else you'd like to ask her about?
I assume the conversation goes a little bit on about what the Vastaya are. I
Yeah.
asked her questions about that. We have sort of like maybe a more natural conversation, a conversation that's Lillian's more comfortable with because it's more about talking about knowledge and
It's
stuff like
academic, you nerd.
that.
But yeah, no, she's happy to ask you any questions, especially after like so many years like living in hiding. She's happy to talk about her people.
I'll just just speed it up a little bit because I want to get to the important part.
Mm.
And ending the conversation, I ask her sort of a little bit more difficult question, going back to Petrov. The conversation kind of rounds off into sort of, is there anything, any information about Petrov that you could tell me before we head back to Sanctuary?
Besides things you already know, that he's certifiable.
Well, maybe you can help me answer this question.
Yes.
How did Petrov leave for the desert?
He took a boat, sailed back to the mainland. That's where he divided his forces. And how he knew about the tree. Not just the heart, but the tree. Was talking about a woman. What was the name? Was talking about Lilith. Does that name mean anything to you?
I remember this name, but I'm not sure if I remember in the correct context.
What do you remember?
This is okay. So was his name ever said in like the files that or the books that we picked up
In the what?
from Bart? It's not Bartlett.
Credence Bartlett?
Bartlett. Yeah, it is Bartlett. Did his files mention anything about Lilith at all?
It wasn't. It was in his stuff, but it wasn't. Or it wasn't in like his booklet, but it was him. You're remembering it from when you went down into, or you went to the temple in Fengjiao and then found like the subterranean part of it, and there was writing all over the walls that you could see, like in blood because of like the UV light the UV light resin.
Right.
And it was a quote out of the this world's version of the Bible, which I also have not come up with a name for because names are hard. Okay. And it mentioned it's like even more monstrous than Lilith, the mother of monsters.
Yeah, that's
where I
remember it from.
But that's a very old tale. It's basically like a story mothers tell their children to, make them scared at night.
Oh yeah, Lily knows about that.
Hmm.
Okay. So after that, where were we with the conversation? Because I forgot where with that conversation.
You were asking about information about Petrov?
Yeah. Well, I'll just conclude it with like I want to ask Aya if she. Do you know if Petrov is moving by foot, or does he have some sort of magic to get him across the desert?
Magic? Hardly. No, he doesn't have any sort of magic. I think he's just going to march his forces by foot. I hope they all die of starvation or dehydration.
Is he that powerful that people would just allow him to march through their lands?
I think he's going to avoid most of the major cities. He doesn't want to lose any more men before he actually makes it there.
Is there anything you need from us, you want us to do? Because I know you don't want to leave this place. Is there anything we can help you with?
She places her rice bowl down for a second. Yes. I think I could use a friend to have dinner with.
Calls Ripper.
I mean, I've probably walked through the door by this time. I imagine I've gotten oxen up by now. It's time for food.
At that very moment, I respond to her like, actually, for real though. How about 2 friends?
She smiles. The more the merrier.
And I'll beckon Ripper to come over.
I will gladly join.
There's tons of food. The entire table is spread head to toe with tons of yummy, delicious-looking food. And in fact, not too long after Ripper joins you all, the door bursts open as you see a figure with almost like grudge-like hair
What?
dipped down. Eventually, this figure lifts their head, and it's Karma, looking haggard and tired and drenched in sweat. Rainier, would you like to also have dinner, or did you go your separate ways after Karma was finished at the infirmary?
Daniel is muted.
Dang it!
Sorry, I forgot. I'm the one. I catch up behind Karma. Like, Karma, I told you I would help you across the hall. You don't need to go ahead and walk on your own like that.
She starts crawling on the floor with the ring.
It was like backwards, like Spider-Man. Moves towards the table to all of you, sits down, grabs a bowl of rice, and another one, and another one, and another one. At some point, they just start handing her the pot. And for the next little...
So it's like any scene with Child Goku.
Basically, yeah. You basically for the next hour or so, you just watch her annihilate this entire monastery's food stores, as just like bowl after bowl is just piling up next to her. And you can see as she eats more, the mark on her forehead starts to become more and more apparent.
Oh, she's recharging.
She's charging her laser.
Oh no.
Really, Isaac? Really?
Oh, I'm so quirky. Nisa, is there anything you'd like to do besides get drunk in your bunk?
Damn.
Currently, that's the plan, and we'll see what happens when other people are just like, wait, where the fuck did Nisa go?
Doing this on an empty stomach too.
That's true.
It's super effective.
The point is effectiveness.
It's like who the fuck do you think you're talking to? We're drinking out of grief, not out of pleasure.
I mean, I figure after everyone is sitting at the table for a while, Ripper would go and, like, look for Nisa, because friend is missing.
Friend is missing! Okay, yeah, you can probably find Nisa pretty easy, considering it's probably pretty easy to guess where she might be hiding in the monastery.
I don't know. I might be delayed for stopping and asking for directions. Have you seen Nisa or a cat or both?
Some of these people don't even know what cats are.
Really?
I can't become a cat. I'm out of points.
I don't know that.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a delay, but then I eventually do turn up. Like, what is happening in this room?
I mean, nothing is really happening besides, multiple of those bottles from the other monastery, because we seem to like monasteries.
They got good shit, yo.
Just being sort of empty and, like, tipped over around the room. And Nisa's just sort of...
Nisa.
She's there. She's just sort of,
Okay.
like, laying in one of the bunks, just, like, not... Like, you're not sure if she's asleep or passed out or what.
I go over and poke.
You get vague, like, noises of acknowledgement.
Ask Nisa if she's okay.
Define okay.
I sit down, trying to think of how to define okay.
What have I done?
You've done something terrible. The barbarian has to think.
There's a hamster inside Ripper's head running.
it's
No, it's not.
Bishop. It's Bishop's
It
ghost.
is. It's Bishop.
No, it's that same cogwheel thing we saw inside of Harlan's head. That it every now and then it might tick once.
The gears like.
It's the D&D not the D&D. It's the DVD screensaver that's just like pinning around the thing.
Oh yeah.
And every time it hits the corner exactly right, she experiences a thought.
There you go.
Nice.
Well, now Ripper is sitting on the floor next to the bunk that Nisa's like laying on. I think you said you were laying, and it's just like the entire everything is sad. Everything looks sad now. I'm just gonna sit and keep Nisa company.
So Nisa, would you say that you've been doing this regularly, or
Like-
is it just really
like-
bad today?
Like throughout the campaign, not regularly, not really since like not this heavy since oh god, brain. What was the name of the town? Brions. There we go.
But it's like the new thing that you drink at like in the evening through the night, sort of thing.
Not to the point of like incoherency usually, but today has not been a day anyone wants to remember.
No.
For sure. Okay. If you're in our quarters, I think I'll like come by and I'll save some food. I'll put it in like a bowl or something, and I'll bring it here and like.
Conjure bento box.
That only lasts for an hour. We know that she's probably not gonna get up within the hour, so.
I'm trying.
So yeah.
That's a good call.
I'll get a bento box if they have one, and like I'll put some food in it, like whatever, maybe even some catnip if they have it
Asian
too.
culture, but okay.
Catnip.
Cat.
Catnip.
Just I'll put like a rock cord.
They don't know what cats are. You end up putting like some spearmint in it instead.
Might be good
This is
garnish.
weed. It's weed.
It's not oregano. It's not oregano.
Let's say,
I'll-
but what's her name's not here.
The not Bianca.
Little
the other one.
Bianca.
Little Bianca. No, Oh my god, why can't I remember anyone's name today? Shit.
I
And
don't
it's her
know.
name. Like, you of all people should know.
No, not that one. I know that one's name. I'm talking about the fucking our like pothead college student.
The teenager that we took to the
Elizabeth.
asylum.
Was there something?
Oh, Moira.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Moira.
It's like, why can we not remember this name? Okay.
We did it. Go team.
The DM finally is just like, okay, guys,
We
seriously.
had our cogs were all grinding against each other, trying to figure it out.
Don't.
The KG logo was just not hitting that corner with like the collective 2 brain cells you all share.
I was gonna say, do you wanna use that? You wanna say that phrase a little bit louder there, Jamie?
What? Grinding gears?
Yeah, everyone grinding their gears together.
Yeah. You got a problem?
Mm.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with
We ain't that kind of party.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I'll just bring like a bento box, and I see that you're passed out, and that Ripper's trying to pass out next to Nisa, so I'll just
No, I'm not. I'm not getting drunk. I'm
no.
sitting.
You're just sitting there. You're trying to pass out naturally without, you know. So I'll just leave like.
He's trying to think which might induce passing out.
I mean, maybe.
I'll leave you some food.
I'm holding her hand. This happens often now.
Grappler of Pains.
Can I have that as a title? Anyway, no, I'm just like sitting with Nisa trying to make her feel better, but I don't know how.
But that's the secret, you can't.
Pour
I'm
alcohol.
trying.
I'll see this too. I'll just give Nisa like the 2 pats on the shoulder, there, and leave.
There's a broom outside in the hallway if you want to use that.
I don't know. I might need to ask Lillian how she thinks we can make Nisa feel better.
Give her time.
Lillian's over there like, I ain't touching this.
Lillian conjures a small MP3 that just has ABBA's entire discography on repeat for the next 24 hours.
I definitely do need a music stone.
Mm.
Give me music stone and well, what would they call it? What would you call it?
A bardic stone. A bardic stone.
I need a bardic stone.
Does anybody else like to do anything?
I would like to take a long rest.
I
You go to bed early.
presume.
like a nerd.
I'm guessing everyone already had dinner with Karma and Aya.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
if everyone besides
Okay.
Nisa, but I brought Nisa some food.
Right.
You should take it.
Right. So, yeah, I think that long rest would be much appreciated.
All right.
I'm gonna like set up like tiny sleeping area next to Nisa on the floor. It's gonna be awkward and you might trip when you get up.
I also make sure to like turn Nisa on her side when she sleeps.
Gives it vomit everywhere. I'm not that
put the-
weak.
And put the bucket next to her head.
Y'all
Sounds
assume
good.
y'all
How
assume
much
I'm.
did you drink, Lisa?
Oh lord, I don't even know how much was in each of those vials or the jars.
I'm pretty sure I said 500 milliliters per bottle.
So how many did you
So
drink?
it's like the water bottle size.
I was about to say you're gonna have to convert that to freedom units.
Yeah,
Okay,
whatever.
the next question is what proof was that?
I
That's
want
like
to say
a wine.
like 15.
Yeah, it's like a wine, so it's like 10 to 15.
Oh, that could be worse.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know, a couple. You also was
Why should roll me con?
con, okay, and you know everyone is assuming she's actually passed out and not just sitting there awake, avoiding conversation. Oh, that's terrible.
Yes,
Maybe the bucket was a good
it's
idea.
working.
I rolled a 6.
Yeah, the bucket was probably a good idea.
Yay! I helped.
The question is that a real bucket or a conjured bucket?
It's a real bucket. It would have. If I know, I can think ahead on this. Sploosh.
She's the
I mean-
intelligent one. She does know.
She makes good choices.
Exactly. She's important.
All right.
Does maybe Ronir have some home remedies?
For that,
Not drinking so
we-
much.
we need an egg, some hot sauce. I don't remember what else we need for that.
Next, we find out they don't know what chickens are.
Oh no.
They have chickens. God. They just don't have cats, okay?
Worcestershire. We need the raw egg, salt, pepper, hot sauce, and Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire sauce is a
Yes.
Valencian invention. Changed my mind.
Oh no.
I mean, if we're going off of that, then yes, it is.
All right. You could definitely find a raw egg, though.
I mean, I'll probably just take a raw egg, season it, and put it in a glass and give it to Nisa.
Did you assume I'm awake?
Well, I leave it there. I leave it there for her. Yes.
All right. So, Ripper, do you also go to bed, or?
I'm going to bed, but I'm like camped out, like next to Nisa's bunk on the floor to
Goddamn
provide
girl.
maximum tripping hazard and emotional support.
I was gonna be just like everybody, just worried you're gonna fucking like overdose. Okay.
To a degree.
All right. So, y'all wake up in the morning, probably like ass late. Y'all deserve the rest. Probably to, the cries of a hen who is, just had her latest baby stolen by some unseen assailant in the night for a,
They'll never suspect.
for a hangover remedy.
Oh, someone's getting a drink.
I've been drinking. I've been drinking.
I mean, Nisa would just say the appropriate hangover remedy is to just keep drinking. Can't get a hangover if you're still drunk.
What would y'all like to do?
I'm gonna like sort of barely sit up, like leaning over the bed, looking at Nisa, just waiting for her to wake up.
After a minute, she finally just says, "Are you going to stare at me all morning?"
Yes.
Just nodding. There's
Right.
just like this intense look of yearning to help.
Rhaenyra and Lillian, what are you two doing right now? Are you still asleep, but did you wake up?
Probably reluctantly getting up, even though it probably feels like it wasn't enough.
Out of character, did we decide that today we're gonna head back, or what do you guys want to like set for today? Like, what do you guys want to wait?
Yeah, we probably need to head back as soon as we can to at least try to... Damn it. To at least get to a point where the, magical sending stone actually works.
Yeah. Okay.
We got no cell phone signal up here.
Yeah, so essentially
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to do. Like I wanted to as Ronir is waking up, I kind of shake him a little bit awake, I jostle him just to make sure that he wakes up twice as fast. And I tell him like, have that sending stone ready. I think we should get out as fast as possible. you know, once Nisa sobers up.
Yeah, I can try and give them a call and we can start making our way back down.
Nisa's just like, could you talk any louder, Lillian? If you're going to talk about someone, you could at least whisper.
I left breakfast at the bottom of your bed. Louder.
I will I will fetch the breakfast and present it.
Reluctantly, like, trying to move around and do things. I don't even want to know what time it is.
It's noon.
We should leave. We need to go back and tell Sanctuary that we failed.
But we beat up the army. Half the army.
The army.
Half the army. But they got whatever they came looking for.
What? No, they didn't.
No, they didn't? I thought they were...
They all died. They can't bring it back.
Oh, okay.
Also, Wilhelm was the one that went down and grabbed the sample, and you killed him.
Okay, so... Yeah, I guess we did deal with it. Still, you never know what kinds of tricks he'd be thinking he has planned.
Necromancy.
Oh no.
That's still not the point. The point is we were supposed to retrieve the heart and we didn't.
Well, Ronnie was going to turn to Lillian. You still have the little sample that you took, right?
Lillian unzipping bag.
Lillian?
She has to check.
Ah,
I don't know, just heard a zipper.
Ah, damn it! I was muted on VC.
Yes.
Yep.
We're just sitting here waiting. It's like, oh man.
So I do tell Ronier this. I have it somewhere in my pack. I don't really want to take it out. I feel like the Yetis are looking at me.
Yeah.
don't. But as long as we have it, then at least we can bring that back to them. And excruciating circumstances prevent us from taking back the full heart without causing, mass unleashing of giant apes.
Would you rather hold on to it, Ronier? Because you're good at smuggling stuff, right?
I mean, if you want me to, sure, I can go ahead and make sure that no one finds out that I'm carrying it.
Yeah, you know how to hide things. All right, I'll give it to him. How big is this shard anyway? That I'm picturing?
I'll say it's about, the chunk that you managed to carve off is, still decent size. It's about, it would, the size of it is maybe, the palm of your hand. I realize you can't look at, what I'm looking
I can see it. You're showing me.
But yeah, it's the palm of your hand is, and just very, thin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
And it seems like, despite, being, severed from the main heart and taken out of the city, it still seems to, glow and hum with a sort of energy to it.
If I cast, detect magic during our downtime, would I find out anything about it?
You cast detect magic, you take one look at it, and you are blinded for 5 minutes. As the glow from it is just so...
It's the Elder Scroll. Damn it. Okay.
Time to retire and become a moth priest.
You got, in the middle of the night, Nisa's, finally getting to bed, and then all she hears is, the SpongeBob movie scene where, Poseidon reveals he's, bald, and, one of the guys, his eyes is burning. He's like, Mars!
Yes.
Good to know.
You guys on the way back encountering the new mage. I cast detect magic. Ha 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 ha.
Flashback.
Yeah, you've acquired a magical flashbang against enemy casters.
Yes.
Nice.
Only it's gonna be like actual flashbangs in shooters where when you throw a flashbang, it's guaranteed the only person you're gonna flash is yourself.
Oh,
And
wait,
your
hold on.
teammates.
Yes.
Keep going, but I have like a meme for this. But yes, keep going. I promise, I'm listening.
So yeah, well, I guess it's up to Nisa at this point, and Ripper to sober up.
I was never drunk.
Why do you seem to think that I need to sober up? I'm
But you
fine.
don't.
She says, slurred.
I've I'm fine.
So she thinks, fine. You do something different with your hair, Liliana?
It's
Meanwhile,
nice. It smells
Ripper's like staring intently. But you look sad.
I knew exactly what that was gonna be.
Nice.
I love that.
So much.
So good. Anyway, sorry.
So yeah, we can depart whenever. We have to go get the cart back.
All right, you guys definitely, that I'll just, skip it. You guys get the cart, the people at the monastery probably, give you food and, anything else you might need for your travel to return home.
Lower the oxen back down.
They'll help you get the oxen back. Well, they'll probably just lower you down with the oxen. As you all are ready to, depart on this lift, unless there's any unfinished business you'd like to take care of.
I would really like a set of all-terrain monks for this cart.
All-terrain monks.
All-terrain monks.
Really skyrocket up the-
Oh no, I need to give Aya a gift before I leave.
What do you want to give her?
I'm giving her my straw hat.
She takes a look at the straw hat and goes, "But, Pippa, this looks much better on you than it would on me."
But you need a present.
Smiling at this, she places the straw hat on top of her head. "I'll wear it proudly."
Yes.
Yes, friendship +5. You've unlocked her tragic backstory. Anyway. But we've already heard the sad stuff about you. You thought that was bad?
It gets worse.
Got 8 pages.
All right. But yes, so everybody, has come to say goodbye to you. And as Karma walks up to you all one final time to shake your hand, or she intends to say goodbye to all of you, shaking your hands. So, there really is a whole other world out there. Huh.
And I can't believe that there really is a whole world in here. It's amazing.
I suppose we're both shocked by how different each other's worlds are.
You still won't run away.
More than that, I don't want to stay. God, I'm mixing up the accents now.
She suddenly became Aya. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Give me a second. I don't want to stay here, but I think I might be needed here. Even if your world needs soldiers against the darkness, I don't know if I could. At this, Guru Patik walks forward. Kama, go with them. Looking back between the two of them, Karma seems to have a moment of indecision as she walks back towards the monks, towards Guru Patik. She quickly throws her arms around his neck, giving him a tight hug, before letting go and walking back towards you whispering, until the next time I see you, old friend.
When
And
she
with
gets
that-
back to us, I'm gonna give her bear hug.
She
And-
accepts the bear hug enthusiastically.
Yes.
You can hear a few sniffles coming from her. She is leaving, her world behind after all. But this is her choice, and a choice that she is more than happy to make.
I must now like dance around with bear hug, yelling "new friend."
You hear a like somewhere in the mountains as you apparently have caused an avalanche somewhere.
I'm sure they had it coming.
Hey, that's property damage.
Yay! I'm helping.
Woo! Guru Patrick blanches in horror. That was our sister monastery. I'm kidding.
The avalanche slams into a bunch of vendors. My cabbages!
No, but all right, you guys are all set to go. You have a new companion joining you for the trip back to Sanctuary. Aya herself will also give you all quick hugs goodbye, and we'll also reach into her pocket and pull out what seems to be a small bracelet with a charm. And she'll hold it out to all of you. I've had this for many years. It is nothing special, but I think it will help you in your adventures. And if nothing else, to remember that you have a friend named Aya who can't wait to see you another time.
Bear hug.
My ankle! No. But yeah, she squeezes back on the bear hug and seems almost reluctant to let you go. But unfortunately, let you go she must, as it is time to make your way back down the mountain.
I'll take the bracelet that she's giving us.
The bracelet, you'll find, is a magic item.
Oh boy.
One that requires attunement. Unless somebody wants to use Arcana, you can wait until it's attuned to you to figure out what it does.
I think I'm just gonna tune to it.
There.
I'm doing it.
You're doing it!
Slap it on.
You're doing it!
I have the power.
Okay, so you guys make it down to the bottom of the mountain, and you
Wait,
are
you're
on-
not gonna tell us what it is?
I mean, she said
It takes an
Ripper
hour
said-
to attune.
Yeah. So give it a second.
During, speaking of attunement, during this entire
Give it some
scene,
time. Give it some time.
speaking of attunement, during this entire scene, I'm picturing like you all are standing at the back of the cart doing all of this, and just in the background you can see Nisa sitting in the cart as like her clothing slowly morphs into one of those big wearable blankets.
It's
Because of the nature of this glamored armor as well, it's just as like soft and fluffy and warm as a regular blanket would be.
it's, are you talking about like the ones like on the shopping network stuff?
Yes.
It's a sleeping bag, and you're in it, and you're it. You are the sleeping bag.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's like invention of the Snuggie.
This is what hungover Nisa decides to do with a magic
Good lord.
item.
Alrighty though. Okay, so so as you get to the bottom of the mountain and you're on your way, the oxen mushing through the snow, I don't know, trotting, whatever the fuck oxen do. That's when Karma starts asking you all, questions, what's the world like? What's out there? What's Sanctuary like? Who are, the guardians? Who's the speaker? That sort of stuff. She seems incredibly eager to learn everything she can about this world.
I'll fill her in. And I assume this is like the conversation you would have in a car. You know.
Yeah, exactly. This is like kind of like a car ride with like a 5-year-old that's like, "Mommy, what's this? Mommy, what's that? Mommy, what's that? I spy with my little eye the oncoming disaster that will end our world." All right, so yes, you can fill her in. Would anybody else like to do anything on your ride back to Sanctuary?
On the ride back to Sanctuary, so tell me how you do this, because we got some gold.
Right?
I would like to try to copy like the scrolls before something happens to the scrolls into my spell book.
Yep.
How do you want to do this? Like, how do you do this? Do you just use the gold and deduct it for the cost of the spells, or do you like need to find like a place to buy magic inks?
No, just say you copy it in. Fuck magic eggs. Just expend the gold.
Cool.
Just throw gold at the spell book.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah, no, just learning a spell like basically all wizards have learned that you can like use actual like money to learn. Like tuition isn't just so that you get admitted into the school. Tuition is literally you purchasing knowledge to like place inside of your head.
I figured that the magic ink is actually made of gold. You're just melting gold and writing with it.
Okay, that's like
Which is
too much of
why
a capitalist hellhole. I can't do that.
that's why college textbooks are so expensive.
because it's gold.
Yeah.
It's gold.
And then, much like a GameStop, you sell it back for like a third of the cost.
Too real.
Alrighty.
I think
So you can go ahead and copy those down.
How many days would you? Because I have to do this in sort of a day. How many days would it take to get back to Sanctuary from here? 2 weeks?
Yeah, I was gonna be like, let's go with 2 weeks, just because I don't even remember how long it took us to get here in the first place. We'll say it takes you about a week before you're back in, like quote unquote mic range, for you to use the Sending Stone if you would like.
Yeah, how are you gonna break it to them, Ronier?
About
The Sending Stone and their journey, and
that they failed our singular objective and
Oh,
caused a
no.
massacre in the process.
Details.
I mean, it's
Details.
the better of two outcomes.
Well, we can take our break, and Ronier can think about how he's going to break this.
Yeah, we can. It's just about 9 p.m.
So
Alright.
you have like 10 minutes to think of what to say to the NPC.
It's fine.
All right.
Whoops, wrong screen.
Some scenes may not be appropriate for younger audiences. Parental discretion is advised.
All right, we're back.
All right. So we are back in, and let me just. Yep. Okay. Good. We're transferred over. Okay. So
What does this magic Aya's bracelet do?
now that it is attuned to you, this is a blessed bracelet. For the person attuned to it, once per day, you may cast Bless, and no concentration needed.
Oh man.
It refreshes at sunrise every morning.
Oh, hey, Ripper can actually use that because you won't drop concentration.
It's once per day, right?
Once per day. Yep.
Okay.
Buff
Right.
stacking.
So, as you guys are on your way back, you can, use the stone if you like, or, maybe wait until you get back to Sanctuary. It's up to you.
It's up to the people that have the
Yeah.
stone.
You don't tell your mom that you're coming back, and you just show up and say, "Hey, mom."
Or you call them and tell them, yeah, we failed, and then just disappear into the wilderness.
That too.
I mean, I did that with my mom, so, same thing, right? Mama didn't raise a quitter. She raised a failure, but not a quitter. All right. So what would you like to do? Would you like to keep driving? Would you like to make a call?
A collect call.
Long distance charges will apply.
Saronia, what say you?
So I'm gonna go ahead and tune to the sending stone. I'm gonna try and reach the capital to go ahead and try to explain this travesty of mission.
All right. As you make the call outwards, you hear a voice, a little bit, staticky, or whatever the magical equivalent of staticky is for this. I don't know, man. And, you hear, hello? Hello?
It's
Yeah,
This is Vera's voice.
the
speaking to you.
it's the tin can like wind tunnel sound.
yeah, we hear you. I hear you, Vera.
The voice clears up. God, American, get the can away from me. Oh, thank God. Are you all right? Is everyone all right?
We're better. We're better off than we were before.
There's half an army that's not alright.
I'm hoping it's not your army. I don't know where you would have gotten one, but
Don't underestimate us.
Like, she did not think that through at all.
I'm gonna comment off to the side, sort of like, Nisa, we should go ahead and get planning on that before turning back to Vera and addressing her
it's like she
more
hears on
formally.
the other end.
Anyway,
it's like, ooh, write that down. Like,
Recruit army.
Anyway, we're on
No.
our way back down from the. We're coming our way back down from the strand, so we figured we report on how our mission went.
well, it's good to hear that you're all
So as
right.
it turns out, the Sacred Fire Heart isn't the important thing that they were trying to get here.
What were they going for?
Is she no response from her? There is this resin that Feng Zhao and in the Strand that, when consumed, basically turns you into a feral, monstrous beast that goes beyond the strengths of human man.
Wait, resin. Why resin?
Why that I don't know, but that's what it does.
Because it's a tree.
Oh yeah, because so apparently we found the Clyfort, the Tree of Chaos, up in the Strand.
I will not remember how to spell that.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Clip pot.
I thought. We found clip art up in the mountains. He asked me if I wanted help with writing my essay.
I'm so sorry. I like butchering like foreign, difficult to pronounce things.
Monster. Anyways, you just hear a moment of silence before. You found the Clyphot.
Yep.
Are we not supposed to?
Hold, please.
She's
Is there
just,
hold music?
she's just like, this is above my pay grade.
There's no toll music. What you do here, just like freaking out on the other end.
You hear vibrating. Is she like having a conversation with someone else? Like it's like she's trying to muffle it. With her hand?
Muffled
It's
screaming.
not even like muffled. It's like just like put it down. And you just hear like yelling. Like, hold on. Let me just. I have a GIF representation of exactly what's going on the other end.
Oh my god, no! I see.
Yeah.
That's a different. That's not what I pictured.
Hold on. It continues on. There's the second part.
But why?
Oh no! Again.
Watching it.
Oh no! Oh no!
Which, like, by the way, if you don't watch Broad City, you totally
What are
should.
you looking at here?
It's okay. Anyways,
I think
what is
that
Broad
gives
City?
enough reason why I should not watch it.
but anyways, eventually she returns back to the phone. That's incredible. No one has been able to find the Clyphot for millennia. Most people don't even believe it exists.
Well, it's still
But-
not. Nisa's just like yelling at the phone. That's still not the point. The point is we failed.
How do you figure you failed?
We were supposed to get the heart, and if we got the heart, those freaking guardian beasts were going to massacre everyone on that mountain.
You said you destroyed an army. Half an army. I'm assuming you meant Petrov's army?
Yes.
The other half's
But
in the desert somewhere.
The only minion of note that we managed to take out was a tin can by the name of Wilhelm.
Ah, yes. The speaker informed us about Wilhelm. Listen, you found the Tree of Discord. You stopped a maniacal army from claiming it as their own. The parameters of the mission might have changed, but this isn't a failure at all. You've done miraculous work.
But what
Given how
about
unprepared
the
we sent you
heart
into
and the
all of it.
oracle?
The Oracle's training is slow, yes. And the speaker is working with her as we speak, ironically enough. But a few more years, whatever it is, whatever it takes, I'm sure Alessa will get there someday. Right now, the most important thing is that none of you were killed in the battle. I'm assuming. I can't hear all of you over this thing.
Rennie's trying to sort of like, he drags his arm around from person to person to make sure they get a good voice sample from everyone.
We lost one, but
Oh.
we can bring Bishop back.
I'm so sorry. Who's Bishop?
Lillian's familiar.
Ah, I see. When you return, come speak to American. I think there's something we can do about that.
Oh.
We.
Oh, go ahead,
Beth.
Daniel.
No,
Mine is dumb.
Yeah, that's why yours goes first.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying, like that. It has priority. It's more important.
Okay. Oh, make sure you tell the speaker we found Aya.
I don't know who that is, but I'll be sure to pass the message along.
Ronier's going to go ahead and jump back in and then say, we did manage to take a sample of the fire heart, so that way you can take a look at it later.
You managed to get a sample of the Hellfire Heart. I'll have a Meriden come meet you at the front gates of the city. He'll want to get his hands on that as soon as possible.
Oh, naturally.
Listen, I know we sent you on what seems like an impossible task. And for what it's worth, I'm sorry we did. But this entire mission has been nothing but a resounding success. You all made it back alive, and you looked out for each other. In the coming days, that's going to be more important than some rock. At least if you ask me.
Ripper whispering over to Lillian, is resin really a rock?
Well, I think it's more than that. But for now, it really is just a rock to us. Until we figure out more.
I killed
funnier than it should be.
I killed the conversation. I'm sorry.
Okay. So is there anything else that? So I guess we need to respond to her thing. Ronier's gonna pass the phone to Nista at this point because she's the one who's gonna set the tone from now on
Oh,
for this part.
Why me? What am I setting the tone for?
The sass.
Because because Vera's like, we're sorry that we sent you out on the mission.
Look at you. You're the messenger now.
Right. I gotta figure out where to go with this.
If not, Ronier will just chip in with whatever he's got.
We found a new friend.
Yes, well, sorry doesn't bring back the ridiculous amount of people that died in the process. We all made it back, but everywhere we went, there was plenty of casualties to go around, not by our doing.
Right, yeah. I suppose I should also mention that Ronier says as he locks eyes with the Karma for a second. We will be bringing someone from the monastery as, I guess, a representative of theirs.
Oh?
Yes.
Monastery?
Yes.
You kept me the Sakshi Monastery.
Ronier is going to turn to Karma. Is that what you guys are called?
She kind of... Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess so then.
Well, seems like you went on quite an adventure after all. We'll be sure to have a delegation meet her along with Meriden.
Excellent. Great. We'll be looking forward to seeing you all again in the future.
Take care.
This is the awkward end of the phone call.
That's because people are expecting sass out of Nisa, and she's over there just like, I don't have enough
Too drunk
energy
for
for
this.
this right
Too drunk
now.
for this. No, it's because we're out of the Dark Ages and we're now into like the City Age, so like people no longer use phones as a phone.
Yeah, it's like
Right.
Why is she calling me? She was born in the 80s. She still uses her phone as a phone. All right. But yeah, no. Okay, so wishing you a safe journey back to Sanctuary. She will hang up. I don't know if these things hang up. It doesn't matter. She hangs up.
We're gonna hang up. We're gonna just say she hangs up. Yeah.
She hangs up.
One of us hangs up.
It starts making that like doo 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 when someone hangs up and the line stays open. I might be dating myself with that reference.
If you would like to
I
make
think
a
you
call,
certainly are.
I don't think
hang up
I
and
don't.
try again.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if phones even do that anymore.
honestly, I've never stayed on long enough like to hear that past like 2009.
Anyways, the cart ride continues.
The cart ride continues. Maybe you face a few, monsters that you have to, dispel along the way because, not everything is safe. Yada yada yada. We'll make this quick. Right. Eventually, you do make it to Sanctuary, where the front gates of the walls. They're the usual guards that are patrol the gates of the day.
Oh right, what was the one guard's name that fucks up everything?
I don't remember.
Jaffe.
Yeah.
Jaffe?
Damn it, Jaffe!
Oh yeah, because it's like Joffrey.
I mean, that wasn't what I was going for, but yeah.
So are we all going to just sit here, or are we getting this over with?
Oh,
Right. Ronier double checks and makes sure that the sample of the heart is still in his pack.
All right. You ride up to the guards who, put a hand out. Halt. State your name and business.
Ronier sort of just chimes in. That's actually a good point. We don't really have a name for ourselves, do we?
It doesn't matter, the speaker's expecting us, get out of the way.
Kitty Cat Murder Squad.
Oh my god.
Kitty Cat Murders.
I say to Ripper, you what, mate?
Kitty Cat Hugging Squad.
Now see, that one is less trendy. But we'll worry about the names later. Anyway, yes, it points to Nisa. The druids, right? We're expected by the guardians.
Nisa's just like, the what?
The druid.
The fuck's a druid?
Keyboard.
Like, no, I'm just like a wizard that tries harder. Eventually, though, no, you just hear, God damn it! Private Jaffe, I gave you explicit instructions on what they looked like, and you still can't even handle that.
Oh my god.
Is that a Meriden or is that one of the superior guards?
It is a Meriden who is coming up to all of you, his tattered, the ends of his tattered coat trailing behind him as he holds his arms behind his back, only moving them to the front to fix his glasses atop his nose. Well, it seems your journey was rather bumpy. Well, no matter. I suppose I should dispense with the pleasantries and get right to the point. Why don't you come on in first? We have a lot to talk about.
Imagine so.
Do we also have lunch?
Would you like to have lunch?
Yes.
Yes.
Private Jaffe! Get these fine folk lunch.
Yes.
Private Jaffe salutes and immediately runs off back into the tower to get you lunch.
Free food.
Meriden calls out to him, And meet us in the chapel when you're done. He looks to all of you. Right. I was informed by Vera that you had a sliver of the heart.
Yep. Ronir goes and digs through his backpack and takes out the sliver for Meriden.
My God. Well, it certainly lives up to its name. Actually, you feel the warmth emanating off of it.
Yeah, well, do yourself a favor and don't try to detect on it unless you don't value your eyesight.
And don't lick it.
Wait, how do you know not to lick it? Besides common sense. What did you do?
I didn't do anything to stop me before.
Meriden kind of just nods along.
Uh-oh, I think we're losing
But you
Isaac.
can see him lick his lip. All right. With that, Ameridin will guide you all back into the tower, and help you all by guiding you, through the tower, showing you all where to go. Eventually, stopping behind a set of large double doors. All right, they're in here.
Who?
He'll smile at you and open the door, and you'll see that in the middle of this room, which seems to be, decked wall to wall in religious paraphernalia, is the speaker and the oracle, Alessa. Alessa is currently sitting in the middle of the room, although sitting is less accurate. While she is, in like a cross-legged sitting pose, she's actually floating about a foot off the floor. The speaker himself is walking around the room, trying to He's trying to teach her about previous oracles, about the previous experiences they've had, telling her to focus, to think towards her connection to the 13. With a huff of I'm trying to think of the word.
Sis?
Exasperation. There we go. That was exasperation.
There you go. Yeah, that's the word. That's the word.
Concentration breaks, and she lands on the ground unceremoniously. It doesn't sound very pretty. As she smacks her hands on the ground. How am I supposed to learn what previous oracles have done? They're not even here! And what do you know? It's like you were one of them. My child, I know this can be incredibly frustrating, but this is simply the way that it's been done by generations and generations of oracles before you. I know that can be frustrating, but it's all we know.
Well, if it's not working, why you not try something new?
At this, both of them look up towards, the group of people huddled towards the door.
Ronir is going to just sort of look at Ripper and says, I think that's the wisest words of wisdom you said this entire trip.
Alessa gets up. Thank you. Finally, somebody speaking a word of logic around here. Walking over to one of the tables in the room, she grabs a small towel before wiping some of the sweat off of her brow. Alessa walks up to all of you. So, how was your adventure? How was life outside of the walls?
Do you really want to know?
Of course she does.
We
No,
found a friend.
I just asked to be friendly. No, of course I don't care about your exciting, amazing life while I sit trapped inside of an ivory gilded cage.
Oh, Kettle, meet Pot. Karma, meet the future oracle.
Karma kind of peeks behind. Would you like to be my friend? Alessa kind of just looks around. Yes. Hello, nice to meet you.
Ronir,
Certainly, my name is Alessa, At which point, Karma reaches out, grabs her hand, and pulls her in very close. My name is Karma.
I mean,
Oh my
I
lord.
was, I was gonna say Ronir pushes Karma and Alessa together and has them shake hands.
It's like we're sisters now.
Are they like about the same age too?
Yeah, roughly. They're both
Yeah.
like, like very like young, like 19, 20 kind of age.
Best
Oh,
friends forever.
Oh, sweet lord, we're
Yes.
making a sisterhood. We're making a sisterhood of the traveling skirts at this point.
Do you know how to braid hair?
Oh my lord.
I was told on the way over that that's what girlfriends do. And talk about boys. I don't like talking about boys, but I can learn.
Niece is just like, anyways, I really don't think you want to know what goes on outside of these walls unless you like, mass murder and destruction of property.
And fire.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? That sounds awesome. Maybe not the mass murder part, but, well, some things can't be helped.
Yes, well, Petrov killed God knows how many people on the way out of Feng Zhao, and that island's probably still on fire.
Oh. Well, that sounds less exciting. The speaker walks forward. Welcome back. And welcome to the Chapel of the 13. I heard you talking about Feng Zhao. Listen, none of that is on you.
Oh bullshit!
Petrov was-
It's not on us. We provoked him.
Petrov was going to tear that place apart one way or another. The alliance between him and the governor was shaky as it was. He might have sped things along, but it was a fuse running short as it was. Vera's informed me of your most recent report. You stopped that madman from getting what he wanted. Many more lives would have been lost in the process. We will send forces from Sanctuary to aid in the rebuilding of Feng Zhao. We won't forget them.
Yes, well, you'll have to excuse me for not feeling terrible enthusiasm about leaving a mountainside covered in corpses.
Can't imagine anybody would be particularly enthused about that, but the alternative wouldn't be any better. Meriden peeks out from behind all of you at this. So, not to rush any of you, but we do have a shard, an incredibly powerful artifact of light. Just pointing that out there. You get to learn and all that.
Yes, well, just try not to blind yourself.
Yeah, I hear that's what happens if you keep playing with your shard too much.
All right, so who has the? So, does somebody pull it out or?
Yeah, hold on. I need to ship out first.
Meriden
Oh,
I thought
no.
Meriden didn't take it. He just asked to see it.
Yeah. I mean, Ronir still has it in his sack,
Okay.
so he's gonna take it out and
Yeah.
present it to him officially.
I still don't know
The
if...
sack and the shard. Damn, we're going all the way.
I was about to say, I don't know if that was, like, intentionally terrible wording after the pun there, but...
Yes, it was.
No,
Yes,
no,
it
no,
was.
no, Isaac's after the pun.
Oh.
It's like, is anybody gonna pull it out? Jesus Christ, what is going on here? This got weird in a hurry.
We're slowly converting to Fatal. It's fine.
All right. Oh God, excuse me. Oh God, why am I so gassy today? Oof. Okay. So, gently taking the box that has the shard, the speaker opens the top, letting out a small gasp as he sees the shard of the Hellfire Heart. Oh, it's beautiful. It's said that Long, long ago, as the heart was being formed, just as the light was coming to our world, to start our golden age, the heart captured a part of that light, a part of its essence, and preserved it, stored it in every fiber of its being. It's said that previous generations of oracles used to be able to visit the heart. This connection, it allowed them to commune with the 13. He looks... So just also background knowledge for all of you, because you would probably also already know this, but the 13 are the 13 major deities of, the central pantheon that the Oracle can commune with. The main reason she's considered the Oracle is because any sort of writing or artifacts left behind by the gods is written in a language that only the Oracle can read. For some reason, it's never been... no one has ever been able to learn it. Nobody has ever been able to decipher it. But the Oracle, just for some reason, just automatically knows it from birth.
Okay. Do we know which of the 13 gods make up the pantheon?
You would, and I will give you that list later when I have actually had the time to think about it. I have 9 of them down, but I'm still working it
gotcha.
out. If there's any god in particular, you can throw that out me, and I can just be like, yes, that is one of them.
Is this based on the Forgotten Realms pantheon, or?
Yes, it is based on them. So one of them is Lathander, one of them is Mystra, stuff like that, right? Any other deity that doesn't fall in there is considered quote-unquote a minor deity, but still holds deity powers. Anyways, sorry, I'm making this overly complicated.
Right.
There were just too many gods. I wanted to crunch it down.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's a thing in the regular pantheon, is that there are the majors, and then there are the minors, and then there's, the demis.
I know. I looked at them, and I'm just like, there are still too many. Anyways. But, all right. Even around the room, you see 13 statues all around the circular room of the chapel, each one representing one of the deities. Just before the speaker hands the shard to Alessa, he says, Alessa hasn't been able to communicate with any of the gods. It's unusual after the amount of time she spent training. But perhaps with this shard, we'll finally be able to fix that. Alessa reaches out for the shard, but hesitates for a second, looking back to all of you with just, the image of nervousness.
It's okay, just don't lick it.
She nods. Noted. Will you stay for this?
I don't know, let's check our schedule. Oh wait, we don't have one.
Save the world, save the world, save the world. Brunch
We
with
could probably-
Alessa.
We
Save the world.
could probably fit that in somewhere.
All right. She turns back to the shard, taking it out of the box. Holding it between both of her hands, it begins to glow. As the glow ebbs and flows, almost like a heartbeat, it begins to grow more powerful and more powerful and more powerful before it begins floating out of her hands. Even as she holds her hands out, it seems to float in the center of it. Her eyes begin to glow white as well, as she begins speaking in a language that none of you can pin down or decipher, something unrecognizable. At first, the conversation seems calm, almost reverent. But then you hear a twinge of anxiety in her voice. She begins to panic. Her voice shaking as she continues to speak in the language. The crystal shard held in her hands, you can see it's beginning to shake, it's beginning to fracture as the ebb and flow of the light gets faster and faster and faster.
That was tongues, and it was a mistake.
Right. With one final shout, the shard suddenly shatters as Alessa is forced to the floor by a sudden wave of force.
Do we have to make dex saves to avoid shards in our eyes?
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
Is she okay?
You can go up to her and check.
I would like to check.
I definitely. I think I will too.
Yeah, I'll run up to her.
All right. As she pulls herself up from the ground, you can see that she has small cuts all over her hands from when the shard burst. She looks up at all of you. I had them. I had them all. They said I needed to find it.
Find what?
My conviction. It was weird. They didn't seem none too happy with me, that's for sure. A lot of good this gig has done me. Holding her hands, she whispers a small incantation and closes her eyes. And nothing happens. Looking down again, she says the same incantation. And still nothing happens.
Is she casting something that I could discern, like what she's casting?
This seems to be some sort of a healing spell.
But like it's not taking hold.
Yeah. Reaching around to the back of her neck, she breaks off the latch of her choker and holds the crystal in front of her. They spoke to me once. You're not speaking to me again now, are you?
Did we break something?
No, I doubt it. The gods are just petty assholes glaring at the statues in the background.
I don't think they're angry at you. I think they're angry with me. There was another thing, though. Another voice. An outcast, a pariah. Like theirs, but different. Two in one. With that, she looks up at you, Nisa. The 14th wants to speak with you.
What?
What with me? What could some deity
wait.
want with me?
Wait. I thought there were only 13 that the Oracle could talk to.
I don't know. It's what it said its name was.
I turn and I look. I'm looking at the Meriton like, context, please.
Nisa's just
Ameridan and the speaker both look just as confused. It doesn't seem they've ever heard of the 14th before.
Nisa sort of sits there for a second and says, "Okay, this is important. How did it word the statement?"
It said, I am the 14th. The one who calls herself Nisa. I would like a word with her. come to Amadora. It didn't seem angry. It didn't seem, disappointed like all the other gods, sort of pricks that they are. It just seemed, I don't know, like it was interested in you.
I was just seeing if it referred to me as a singular or plural.
Definitely a singular.
I love that gif.
So, I'm putting it in chat, but, so, you would know that Amadora is a city in Costa del Sol. And that from the tone described by Alessa, this doesn't seem like something, like, urgent, but something to maybe keep in mind.
I don't know, like a previously unknown deity being like, "Yo, I want to talk to you specifically."
I want to talk to you!
It seems a little important. Like, I'm calling
Okay, from
you
now
out,
on-
random mortal.
Just because of that phrasing, unknown deity will, from this point forward, until we get an actual name, be called Uncle Sam.
Uncle Sam, boy.
I thought you were gonna call it unknown.
No, he wants you. It's Uncle Sam.
Oh, I get it.
Like,
Ha.
how want you? Go, son, go. Go, son, go.
No idea what a deity would want with me. That's kind of terrifying. Given my usual, disdain for the divine.
Maybe he wants to make you feel better.
Oh, I really doubt that.
Maybe they want to tell you why this piece of shit won't work as she tosses the crystal down onto the floor.
Yeah, Renier's going to die for it.
Good Catholic boy, I knew you would. No, so you die for it. I'm gonna need you to make a dex save. Of course.
D20 out. Okay, that's a 15 on the die. Modifier is 21.
You manage to catch the crystal successfully. Alessa doesn't seem too, bothered by the fact that she just chucked like a priceless artifact onto the floor.
Is the crystal the choker or the crystal?
The crystal is on the Joker.
I mean, the shard. The shard's like that's gone, right? That's
Oh yeah,
pieces, right?
it went. Yeah,
Okay,
pretty much.
Cool. All right.
Like disintegrated itself. The speaker will go ahead and place a hand on Alessa's shoulder. I have never seen this in all my years. It's like it's just rejected you. Oh, good to know. Thanks for that, Ptolemy. Listen, my child, we will figure this out together. Whatever it is the gods might want with you, we'll figure out where to go from here. Alessa nods and crosses her arms, clearly just not happy with this turn of events, as the speaker walks towards you, Renier. Thank you for saving that. I don't think it would have done us any good to watch it shattered against the floor.
Well, we went all the way over there for it. No reason to waste it.
Indeed.
So, okay.
Here, I can take it from here. Place it somewhere safe until we can figure out how to get Alessa to bond with it again.
So the, oh god, come on, brain. What is the name of it? What conviction is? Oh god, what was the name of the goddess that I, was throwing things at the statue? Is that one of the 13?
Akali?
Oh, Kali?
Yeah, I was I was hurling things at a statue of Kali, weeks ago.
Yeah, no. Kali is not one of them. Kali is not one of the 13. Kali is more like just
She was
for
like a
them.
saint, as you
Yeah,
described it.
she's more like a saint. She's like a priestess. She's not necessarily a goddess.
Was that this? Okay, so who was when we went through the trials? Was that associated with with a god, or was that just another Kali thing?
Kali.
It was Kali.
Okay, that's what I thought it was. I was making sure that I didn't miss another
No,
connection
that's good.
there.
That's good in case I, accidentally overcomplicate things and make things.
I was just making sure that I had that right. Okay, so well, I don't think I've directly pissed any of them off.
You have not.
Oh no, in character, he's just like, well, I don't think I've directly pissed any of them off. I mean,
No.
Kali's not Kali's not a god. She's probably not too happy with me, but she's also a massive bitch, so she can deal with it.
Callie can eat my dick. You don't have a dick, Nisa. I'll make one.
You don't know that.
She can make one.
Alter self?
Changeling.
I'm a
Bitch.
changeling.
Just make
Oh,
a dick
that too.
at
That
will.
too.
Use glamour-studded leather armor to glamour up a strap-on.
A
mean-
shiny codpiece.
Anyways,
Alessa looks to you and goes, this god didn't seem angry at you per se. No, the gods seem to be fucking mad at me now. Never wanted this bloody job anyways. And with that, she's going to storm out of the room, brushing past all of you in a huff. But as she passes by, you can see for just a moment, the shine of tears in the corner of her eyes.
well, I'm not really sure what I expected was going to happen, but that wasn't it.
I don't think any of us could have possibly expected what just happened.
Well, did you have anything else you wanted us to do, or should I go and find out what this deity wants with me? She said, and the way she says it sounds almost kind of sarcastically, like she's just it's not that she doesn't believe what was just said. It's more like it's just like it's kind of like what the fuck could they possibly want with me? I'm nobody.
It's like, what fucking now? God damn it!
I'll just phone Uncle Sam and ask him what's up.
Alright. A Meriden pipes up behind you. Actually. Now, keep in mind, you've already done so much for the city, for the speaker, even for Alessa, as pear-shaped as that entire encounter went. But, with the information you've given us, we're preparing to make an attack on Fearful. Not the town, but the asylum. With the information you've given us, we're preparing to head down to Hellmouth. Finish up whatever remnant of darkness lies down there. We would be honored to have you join us, if you like.
I don't know what's more important, doing that or like out of character. Like what do you guys think is more important? Like being the assist on that, or going and figuring out like this sudden Pantheon shift? Oh, someone's.
I just watched Isaac fail so
No, you
hard.
didn't. Shut up.
It's on camera, bitch.
Shut up, Mom! Shut up!
let's make a gif out of it.
You're
Yes.
embarrassing me in front of my friend! Just imagining like the one HOTS clip where he like, when I see an opportunity, I take it, and he tower dives and gets killed so fast. Just don't clip it.
Yeah, what do you guys think is more important, being the assist on that, or going and figuring out this sudden drastic, shift of Pantheon and personal attention from a deity?
See,
I mean,
the
I would assume for Nisa's sake that answering the gods so that way you don't get smited would be important.
Okay, let me just put this out here right now. Y'all ain't gonna get smote. Because that's a
As-
dick move.
as a player character. However, Ronir does not believe in no gods because of how the Drow have been treated. So it's like, we can probably put that off for a while. What's the worst that could happen?
I mean, like, I feel like given, like, the state of the world and, like, the state of D&D and, like, 5e regarding deities, it's probably less, would probably, like, I don't think atheism necessarily exists. It's probably just a bit more like, you know, like that one thing from Game of Thrones where it's like, your father doesn't believe in the gods? Oh, no, he believes them. He just doesn't like them very much.
Well,
Yeah, it's like that.
in the default D&D like pantheon, basically, if like obviously there is no atheism because the gods there is an apparent
The
evidence
gods
of their
exist.
existence, but
Yeah.
at the same time, like you can still be a non-believer, and there is a very specific and terrible punishment if you die while being a non-believer.
I just want to say what a fucking power move it is to be like, I don't believe in God, despite, you know, like years of history and literally people that can talk to your God and like commune with them.
All right. Oh, not really necessarily a non-believer. It's non-worshipper. Like if
Yeah.
you don't
Is it-
worship any god, you like your afterlife is terrible.
Yeah.
Isaac, are you really that incredulous about it when we have this in the White House? I'm just saying.
God, you're right.
That got
Why would you
political
make me
really
think- Why would
fast.
you make me think about that? Fuck
Because
you.
I have to think about that every fucking day.
Don't drag me down with you.
And don't drink. We can't drink Canada down with us. Though we're
What
working
did
on
Canada
it.
ever do to you?
I mean, we brought down Brazil.
That the hat goes down with the ship.
God.
Anyways, so yeah, I just yeah, you know, out of character. Like, should we? What do you think is more like reasonably important here?
Right now, Ripper is concerned that, like, yeah, they're going to go and attack the darkness, whatever it's called, and I'm unsure if actually ready to attack darkness or if that's gonna be a fool's errand.
I mean, alternatively, also just looking at it like in terms of pure logistics, not to, you know, try to sway you in any way because it's, you know, totally up to you. But given the position of Fairfall, it's like you can go to Fairfall and then literally just like head south towards Amadora.
If we
Exactly.
live.
If we live.
If we live.
Here, let me just go ahead and place Amadora. And
I mean, look at it this way. If we do happen to die, then Nisa still will meet with the god anyway.
That's
Maybe.
it's not the way I want. These is just like
Not-
it's not the way I want this to go. Damn it!
Oh my god, I just.
You
Daniel,
appear
got
before him.
200
It's
IQ.
like, that's not what I meant.
That's like
What-
that's
what-
the smartest way. If Nisa needs to find his god right now, we just end her, and then the god will take care of her body, and all will be good.
I
y'all need
mean,
Torm.
Jimmy, I think you need Jesus.
Y'all motherfuckers need ill matter.
No, I'm serious. We'll just res her. It's fine.
We don't have that
He's
kind
the only
of.
one that can res.
Yeah, I'm the only one in the party that has a resurrection spell. You fools!
Right.
I'm the
Well-
one that can't die because I have to res the rest of you.
Well, Nisa, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. It's fine.
And we've already agreed that the speaker cannot do anything magical related. So it's like, what's the point?
Hey, speaker, can you res? What's a res?
What is the magic?
No.
Oh no! I
No,
heard
no.
somebody call my name.
No, he says sure, Lillian, and he hands you a block of resin.
Damn.
Amazing.
Magical resin.
Like, wait, you guys already had some of this?
Oh yeah, we got blocks of that stuff back in the store.
Oh, that. I may or may not have taken that for its medicinal quality.
It's a block of resin. Anyways, so yeah, whatever you guys want to, however you guys want to play it.
I mean, Ripper's only reservation is, you know, their attack, but are they strong enough for attack?
I mean, American will also say that they're like, you know, they're also going to do like a mission like planning thing if you want to get in on that, and they can talk about like what forces they're going to be sending, how they're going to handle it. You can offer any advice or expertise if you like.
Expertise, how to run away.
How to run like a bitch.
It's pretty much what we did when we fought those things. Like we
Yeah.
could tell you the best path out. So yeah, I don't know what you guys want to do.
I mean, I say at worst we can go stop by the village and provide moral support, if anything.
Provide more support.
Glorified cheerleaders.
I mean, we know how that went.
You need to just burn the asylum down after
Don't know if
this.
that'll
I don't know if that would help or
underground.
hinder things.
We should just seal the entrance, like just drop the asylum on the entrance and just forget about it.
Yeah, we bury the entrance and then burn the actual outside of it down.
Yeah. So in character, I'll say to Nisa, I don't think you're gonna get much out of the gods. You don't really talk to the gods talk to you.
Mood.
So until that happens, I guess we'll just have to keep on fighting the darkness.
I was kind of hoping it would have a clue as to that, but that may be entirely too optimistic.
I don't know much about the gods, but if you want to stop by a monastery or something.
No, I just want to know what it wants with me. Getting called out by a deity is sort of, well, a little bit beyond unusual.
Hold on. Does the 14th deity, is there like a temple that actually exists, or is this like a new god that we
Not to your knowledge.
Oh, great! We can't even worship it.
I mean, you can try.
I'll just draw a star with like a circle around it and invert it. It'll be fine.
Imagine you just
No, it's just number 14.
You just draw 14.
Yeah.
I'm imagining just like getting called out by a deity, just like Umberly comes to you in your dreams. Stop going pee pee in the ocean.
Oh my god.
There are
I mean, I also want to point out, if we do decide to go visit Costa del Sol, there's like plenty of great properties we can devalue. I'm just gonna point that out.
Oh hell yeah! Yeah, so many rich people to punch.
I mean,
And the-
Myrnia might have to. Myrnia's gonna have to get another tinge of. Gonna have to go all hooded up because the sun is not gonna do him any favors.
The party over here, like, not sure if Nisa's really calm about this whole, like, being called out by a deity thing, or if she's still hungover.
Yes.
I mean, I'm just imagining just that like John Mulaney bit where it's like, you have those days where you're just like, this might as well happen. Adult life is already so goddamn weird.
That's pretty much it. Just like, my life is a completely unpredictable mess. I just don't react to anything.
Nisa just needs to go into cat form and like sleep. Just
Have a catnap.
It's a
I'm
really
sorry, I
good.
don't know where that came from.
It's a really good spell, though. Okay, so
I will be right back because I really need ketchup.
what's the consensus then? Are we going to Fairfall?
I think I am down to go to Fairfall.
Fairfall sounds good to me.
We're going back to hell, boys. Woot woot.
But we just left.
Like
we
maybe
left?
what?
When
3
did
months
this
ago?
happen?
Right?
Like 2 months ago, maybe.
Is there any way to talk to Alessa, or she's like gone?
You can try to go find her.
Yeah, like I think I'll stop by Alessa if she's around. If I can find her, that is.
I think.
What do you call it? As you prepare to exit the room, the speaker will say, 3 floors up. The door's the end of the hallway. It's her room.
Oh no.
Probably the best place to find her. He turns back around and sighs.
Nisa's just sitting in the chapel, still just sort of like staring like blankly towards the statues.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
You're cool.
You're cool.
So,
The you're
Yeah.
cool is towards Karma and no one else.
No, I sent you something in your.
I
in
see
your,
you. I
Slack
see
chat.
you. Yep, I
Alright.
see you. You can go ahead and do that.
Mhm.
Roll me dead numbers and go ahead and do that.
Oh god. Ronir's doing sneaky things.
Okay.
stealing your
So
gods.
Lillian goes to find Alessa. Ronir is off
No.
doing sneaky things. Is there anything else anybody would like to do?
Nisa doing anything in particular?
I'm just
Having
sitting.
an existential crisis.
Pretty much. As if she didn't have enough issues right now.
The booze, the god, the darkness.
I'm literally imagining Nisa just as like that one vine where it's just like, please God, can you just give me a break? And like God looking down like, oh God, you again? Give it a rest, kid.
I'll stay with Nisa.
All right, Nisa, would you like to stay in the chapel or what's going on here?
For a bit until we're actually ready to go.
Alrighty, so you're gonna stay in the chapel. Ripper's gonna stay with you. So we're gonna stick with everyone else first. I'm gonna go ahead and start with Mir. So you definitely remember your way around the place, and you find yourself back in the kitchen.
Yes. It is time to gather a feast for the orphans.
Oh
You
boy.
find tons of food. What you want? You want to
Let's
find.
go with some pasties, portable shepherd's pie, anything handheld. Help.
Yes, you can find like a picture of horchata. We got it. Like we got everything, girl. Like,
Horchata?
we do now. It's not as good as what you would find in Costa del Sol, but that's fine. Whatever. You do the best you can.
Yeah.
There needs to be curry buns.
There can be curry buns.
Curry buns, just a whole good sampling of food so that I can go take it down to the orphanage when we get out of here.
Quick question though: are they regular curry buns? Are they deep fried curry buns? Are they curry bun puffs? I need these answers back.
Puffs.
Okay, we're gonna go with the puffs. Okay, so they're like nice little like puff pastry curry buns. Good to know. Good to know. All right, yeah, I'm gonna need you to roll me one more stealth so you can get out of the building to get it to the poor little impoverished orphans.
Put those boots to work, yo.
Yes.
Okay, so you begin sneaking your way out of the building, with a huge bag of food on your back. You remember that you could sneak out of the window of the kitchen in order to get out. As you're sneaking your way out from the top of the hill, you hear, "Halt! What are you doing?" Before you can even turn around.
Vernier drops the bag. Okay.
Sorry, before you even turn around, you hear another voice. "Jaffe, what the fuck are you doing?" But I saw. The guard turns around for a second. Now's your chance.
And by the time I drop the bags and I start doing calisthenic stretches out by the window.
Jaffe turns around.
And
As
I
the other-
use minor illusion to turn my knapsack into the Happy Sack Potato Company bag.
As the other guards come and look around, "Jaffe, it's just the potato delivery guy." As they smack him upside the head. Get back to work and stop being so useless. But I swear. Right. You make your escape, potato delivery man. You have important potatoes to deliver.
Yes. Important potatoes.
Jaffe's gonna get bullied to the point he becomes the big bad evil guy.
No, Jaffe is the one who opens the gate for the darkness to come into the city.
Exactly.
Jaffe is the one red shirt that I won't let die, no matter what happens. All right. So yeah, you make it back down. You get through Hightown. Eventually, you get to Lowtown, finding the orphanage again, where the lady who runs the orphanage seems more than delighted to see you as she gives you a quick hug and welcomes you in to see and play with the children.
Mhm.
All right. Is there anything you'd like to do besides just dropping off the food?
I'm sorry?
Is there anything you'd like to do besides just
Oh.
dropping off the food?
No, yeah, I'm gonna go drop it off, and then I'm gonna head back up to go ahead and resume with the party.
All right, you're welcome back. You're welcomed back. Some people don't even realize that you were gone. Like they literally just saw you come in, and now you're coming back in again. But okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so you make it back in. I'm assuming you're just gonna try to find your way to the party again.
Yeah, just go off with everyone else.
There's a lot of static coming from somebody's mic.
I think it's Isaac's.
Hello.
Jesus, he swallowed the microphone.
All right, is it still staticky? Is it everything good?
Yeah, it's still staticky.
What it
Try
is?
unplugging it and plugging it back in.
Mute
Yeah,
yourself
Isaac.
first. It's really
Better.
Well, it's not staticky now. It's the
Yay! Mom fixed it.
yeah. It was just
Alright.
it basically sounded like a wind tunnel was hitting the mic, so it was just constant noise.
Okay. All right. So back up top. Is there anything Nisa and Ripper would be doing in this time?
Emotional support lizard.
Emotional support lizard.
Emotional
Okay.
support
Nisa,
lizard.
how's that existential crisis going?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Roll for emotional stability.
Roll for emotional stability. I don't know. Is there a modifier to that?
Let's say charisma. I feel like that's like a force of will kind of deal.
Charisma. Apparently, I'm doing okay. Surprisingly.
You're doing surprisingly okay, despite like the big F-bombs I just fucking threw at you.
The F-bombs.
Nisa's that cat on the hanging poster.
Yes.
Hang
the
in
F-bomb of
there.
fate.
All right. Lillian, you make your way up the stairs, eventually making it all the way to one of the highest floors, where at the end of the hallway, just like was said before, you can see that there is a double-doored room with 2 guards on either side of it.
Wait, did you say there's guards outside?
Yeah, there are 2 of them.
Okay, and this place is just as lavish as the rest of the.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. These 2 guards are they like the Queen's Royal Guard? Where they just are standing straight, or do they actually look at me?
They are standing straight. They don't seem to really be regarding you at the moment.
I stand in front of them and I puff out my chest and assert dominance, and I say, "I'm here to see Alessa, the Oracle."
The 2 of them look at each other. Name?
Lillian Blue.
Oh. Yes, we've heard of you. One of the adventurers that saved the speaker. Yes, of course, go right on in. And with that, they make way for you to open the doors and enter.
As the doors close behind me. Oh my god, that worked. I come
You
in,
don't-
what do I see?
You see a wonderfully beautiful room, just as lavish as the rest. You see floors that are made of a very expensive wood. I can't come up with expensive wood at the top of my head. There's
Mahogany.
mahogany. There's carpeting. There's a beautifully intricately carved desk and a tall, gold rimmed mirror, a large bed. But for the most part, this room doesn't seem particularly lived in. Like, the bed is dented, and there's clothes thrown everywhere,
Okay.
but that's it.
Is Alessa in here?
You don't see her in here, but you do hear a few sniffles coming from the balcony on the other end of the room, where a large, like, door window is opened to the breeze, as you see, some of the, like, drapes, like, blowing from the breeze.
Ah, classic.
Got to sit on the roof, like a dangerous, moody, emo teenager.
Oh no, what have I got myself into?
You did this.
You're also a teenager.
Is there anything like a particular note within this room, as if to describe that this is her, or actually her room, or is this some sort of, some other quarters?
That is something that you find rather odd. Rooms have character to them. They have
Yeah, exactly.
affectations, right?
Mhm.
This doesn't have a lot. This is pretty barren for a person's room.
Might be something to do with the Oracle being the Oracle. I'll approach the balcony, and I'm gonna make my footfalls like heard. I'm not gonna be stealthy about it.
Right. As you reach the balcony just before you step out, go away, Ptolemy. I don't need to let the lecture on the wisdom of the gods, and how the light will shine down upon us.
I don't say anything, but rather I emerge and I just say, "Hey, it's not the speaker."
Oh, with that, she'll quickly begin wiping at her eyes. Lillian, sorry, it's usually Ptolemy, the speaker that comes to talk to me after my outbursts.
Not the first time.
Well, the first time I've been outright rejected by the gods. But now, I find this position incredibly frustrating.
Let me see your hands.
She holds out her hands, which still have, blood smeared across them, but it's dried up for the most part.
Yeah, I recall that the shard exploded into thousands of tiny fragments, and
Thankfully, there are no, shards stuck in her hands, as, they basically, disintegrate afterwards, but yes.
Good. I guess I'll cast Prestidigitation first to, cleanse the wounds and remove the blood. And at that moment, I ask her, "Do you want to talk about it?" As I begin to, conjure Tensor's floating bandage, and I'll, start to wrap her wounds for the moment until she gets proper medical treatment.
As you begin, treating her wounds, the two of you just sitting in front of each other, she sniffles a little bit. It's probably apparent by now, but I never wanted to be the Oracle. I was just a kid. They found me. Took me here to Sanctuary. Told me I had a great destiny ahead of me. Not destiny I ever wanted. I just wanted to grow up with my parents and play games with my brother. I know so many people would kill to be here, and I know I shouldn't be complaining about getting 3 square meals a day, all the snacks I could ask for, and roof over my head, and an incredibly comfortable bed, but I hate it here. I hate being this important figure and knowing that so much of this world rests on my shoulders. And I can't even cast some of the most basic spells that other oracles have been able to cast. Now even the gods don't bloody want me.
You might find it a little bit difficult to believe, but I am in somewhat of the same boat you're in. Almost.
What's gotten you forced into a gilded tower?
Well, not a gilded tower. I would kill. No, I would not. For this. You know the saying. But, well, it seems that we've both been thrust into a situation that, well, we're extremely unsure of.
I can't imagine you thought you'd be going on life-threatening adventures for the Speaker and the Guardians.
Nope. Just a month ago, I was just going to look into a topic that I had been thinking about, that's been rattling around in my head. I was going to write about it and graduate from the college, the Arcane College. But, well, look where I am now. I
True
didn't
enough.
ask for this, and, well, you didn't ask for becoming the Oracle. And I have to save the world. But, well, magic comes to me naturally, almost. I have a knack for it. Call it a gift, if you will. And I think that's comparable to you being the Oracle. You were given this gift by the gods.
Except it doesn't come naturally to me.
No.
You saw what was going on in there. It's been 2 years and I'm still so far behind in my training. Sometimes I think the only thing that comes natural to me is stealing food for orphans and other people in No Town.
It might not come fully naturally. I might have exaggerated that magic comes naturally to me. It still requires work. I remember that if I ever struggled with something and I couldn't find an answer for it, I would just have to clear my mind. Focus around what I'm trying to do, not at it. Sometimes if you blur the lines, it helps you see the picture more clearly.
I'm just not sure what the picture is. The gods, they asked me, told me, demanded I find my conviction. What is my conviction about? If it's about serving the gods, I don't know if I'll ever have that. God knows they can't find another oracle until I'm well and good and dead.
I don't know if I'm the person to suggest this, but if you're looking for your conviction, and bear in mind, I'm not good with the gods. I know they merely exist, but I've never been talked to by one. But I don't think you'll find it here in this ivory tower. I think if you are looking for your conviction, you need to get out there.
I
The
think
same
so.
way you help those orphans out. But what I mean to say is even broader. The darkness is coming. We are going to Fairfall. I think, as much as I hate to say this, it might be good for you to see the darkness and find something that you can feel convicted towards.
Do you want me to go to Fairfall too?
I don't want you to go, but it might be a good start to find your conviction. It's where I found mine.
But I guess do or die, right?
I don't know how this deal with the Oracle works, but if they even let you, or if it, I know it's not a good idea. But it might be what you need to do. It's what I needed to do. It's why I left the college. Like a bird, I pushed myself over the edge so that I could attempt to fly.
Perhaps you're right. My conviction lies not in this tower, but with the people that I'm trying to help. The speaker won't like this.
I don't like it.
Well, it's as good a plan as any, I suppose. God knows I haven't found anything better in the meantime.
I cannot make this decision alone, however. Everyone needs to know. I might have put this idea in your head, but I cannot be responsible for you. Everyone needs to know about this.
Right. Well, if I'm truly going to do that, I suppose it's best everybody know. Sneaking the Oracle out of the tower isn't exactly easy.
You don't need anyone to sneak you out. You've got that under wraps. And as I finish wrapping her bandages,
Meanwhile, in the chapel, Nisa's just sitting there. Ripper, do you get the feeling someone's making really terrible life choices somewhere? It's supposed to be my job.
I proved you
And
guys
that's when
wrong.
Ronier walks back into the room.
Ripper lifts up his head, just like looks up and concentrates for a moment, and says, "I don't know, but I think it might have been puns."
Ronia walks in the room. and
looks
asks
at
her-
Yes.
looks at Ronir.
What? What did I do?
Ripper said something about puns.
I mean, I didn't make any on the way. I didn't make any on the way over here.
This feels
There's
like
a disturbance in the force.
it feels like just like we're trying to figure out like who farted. Like
We should probably go figure out where Lillian went.
the speaker will inform you that she probably went to go speak with Alessa and direct you to her room.
Everyone is invading this room now.
Yes.
As you guys enter the
Control
room,
over
Alessa's just like, God, why do we even have gods outside of there?
Well, it doesn't matter that it's only a problem now because we're pseudo famous.
We need to get more famous, so basically 0 rules will apply to us. It'll be fine.
You act like anyone's been able to enforce rules on us to begin with. We just sort of show up and do things.
Kind of a good point. We literally just butchered like almost a dozen pirates in one town.
Details.
Details, victimless details, except for all the victims.
Or that one guy whose pocket watch I stole and whose marriage we probably ruined with Nisa's help.
That guy probably deserved it.
Oh yeah, he deserved it.
Good thing no one's lawful in this group here. Yep.
They were victimless crimes, except for all the victims. Details, victimless details.
Anyways, come walking into Alessa's room, looks around, sees no one.
But you probably hear, like, her and Lillian talking.
Ripper will find them. Ripper finds everything.
But I'm holding your hand.
You can smell the oracle.
He has old man smell.
Damn.
Wow, why you gotta comfort her like that?
Oh, I thought he meant. I heard. I thought I heard the speaker. I heard the speaker,
Damn.
not the oracle.
It's got that grandpa smell.
Sorry, we're tracking down the wrong person.
I mean, if he's been hanging out with Aya so much, maybe he's a foxy grandpa.
We'll never know.
I don't know. I don't know. Given our attitude towards the speaker, he probably smells like, mothballs or something.
It's a mixture of mothballs and Vicks Vapor Rub.
It's terrible.
Oh,
You
some
say that, but how
very
dare you? Mixed
specific
paper
smell.
is amazing.
No, but
Fuck
together with
you.
mothballs, though.
Why you gotta come for Vix like that? Vix is my shit. Fuck you.
Vix is great. Yeah.
Anyways, so we'll just seek out
All right.
this
yeah, we can
conversation.
definitely find them sitting on the balcony. As arrive,
Oh, hi Nisa. We need to talk.
What did I tell you about that particular order of words?
No, I mean we need to talk.
At least she didn't text it to you and make you wait 3 hours to get home. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Jaeming. Fuck
I
you.
love it. I love it. It's great. I love doing it.
No, I really think you missed the point of that conversation, Lillian.
So, if Nisa, Ripper, and Roni are here, it's time to have that conversation. That we need to talk about this idea that implanted into Alessa.
We need to have the talk.
Yeah. Conviction, right? Yep.
I'm assuming we're just gonna fast forward and
Yeah,
say
I'm
you've all
gonna
been
just
updated on it.
I'll summarize I'll summarize it to them in well, out of character. I'm gonna say that you guys right, pretty much.
Yeah.
So you're wanting to put someone else in danger and probably get them killed.
I mean, there's not much else to be done. The gods say I want conviction. What's the best way to form conviction than conviction to save your own bloody life, right?
I'm trying to get at more bigger picture of saving, this realm, really, but it starts with your life. Yes?
What she said worked for me. Points at Oracle.
Besides, I'll have all of you to protect me, right? Nisa's just like, God damn it, you had to turn this into an escort mission.
Now the NPC walks just too fast or just too slowly.
Yes.
Walks into oncoming friendly fire.
That
Do
too.
we need an NPC harness?
NPC harness.
You find as you
Yeah,
walk next to Alessa, you find that at her base walking speed is it is too fast for your walking speed, but too slow for your running speed. So you have to alternate between the two.
Say word.
Oh, that's the mood.
Why does every game do that? I don't understand. It's either way you think it wouldn't be that hard.
Because we hate you.
Ronir is gonna say in character, fantastic. It's about time you finally get to experience the world. You and Karma will definitely bond while on the trip over.
Oh yeah, Karma will be there. You can see what she
You
can
guys
do.
turn around and realize Karma's no longer with you.
Or not.
Well,
Like,
you guys did set her loose. I mean, she's at a place she's never been before and has never been in the outside world before, and now is roaming free somewhere.
It's
We
okay.
should-
She can just punch people across the room.
do
We should probably find her.
you think
This
she
is a
has,
pretty big tower.
Do you think she has any idea what the concept of money is?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Lillian says that, everyone rushing out of the room trying to find her. All right. But yes, no, just yeah, Alessa, we'll just say we should probably find your friend.
Mm-hmm. Ronir's gonna sort of whisper in Alessa's ear before they head out. By the way, I made a pit stop to the orphanage for you.
Oh, that's wonderful. I was supposed to do it earlier today, but I got caught up in training. Thank you for that.
Hey, no problem. Come on, let's go find Karma.
I can make it up to them later. All right, you guys try to search the tower floor by floor, trying to walk through, asking around, walk up and down.
I try to. Sorry.
There you go. You go.
I asked everyone to make sure to see if they know if they saw a girl who smells like an Earthbound department store.
No one knows what you're talking about. But as you reach
You guys
towards
know what I'm talking about, right?
What?
an Earthbound department store,
You guys know what I'm talking about. Like the Earthbound, the Eastern sort of accessory store that sells like incense and chakra stuff.
Yeah.
what are you talking about?
I've
You know
not
what I'm talking
heard
about,
of
Jamie?
this.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what they're called, but I know what you're
Okay.
talking
Earthbound.
The game?
I'll post it in the main chat. So
about.
you
No, I think
no,
it's,
it's
mean
a-
like a
it's-
spiritual store like that sells that, you know, that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You
Yeah, it's a,
the hippie witch stores.
Oh, I wouldn't. That's politically
Yeah,
incorrect.
there's
You
a
see.
Um,
If hippie witches wanted to be
It's a
politically
specific,
correct,
like-
they wouldn't be hippie witches.
there's a specific store in the States that's basically that, and it smells like it smells what hipsters think what the monasteries smell like.
Okay, but like it's an American store, which is definitely why I don't know what it is. Anyways,
Right. I'm still saying, just still, I thought that, I don't know. This is what I'm referring to.
all right. But yeah, as you guys approach the lower levels of the tower, you see that there are like a number of guards, you know, like chit-chatting amongst themselves and running down the stairs. It doesn't look like something that's, you know, dangerous, as they don't have their weapons raised or anything, but just something that's interesting them. You see, you know, just throngs of guards rushing past you.
Well,
I'll follow
something
these guys.
something tells me we should go that way.
Yeah, that's probably a good
As you
call.
follow them, you hear some of the conversation, you know. It's like, did you hear? It's like, what? Like, what's the news? It's like some girl had the audacity to challenge Darius to a fight. Yes, oh my god.
Jesus.
As
Interest peaked. Time to leave Nisa behind.
as you all follow the people, as you all follow the guards down, you find that you're going lower and lower than you thought you did. And you find that this tower actually has multiple successive like sub basements. But as you get to the sub basements, the lavishness of the facility completely diminishes. It seems it's only the above ground floors that are built to impress. The below ground floors are much more sparse. It seems that this is where they deal with, you know, like the armory. It's where they deal with training. It's where they deal with like arenas to change the people, research, and, you know, investigation towards magical items.
Yeah, we were down here once before.
Yeah. You only managed to get to like the top, like the uppermost basement floor though. You haven't seen like how far it goes. It goes pretty far down. Because basically, like, imagine like almost like one big like cylinder going downward, and then the middle part is empty. So it's like rings of like rooms that go around, and then at the very very bottom is what looks to be like a massive arena for training, which is where all of you end up as you see Darius Voltan III standing in the arena, squaring off against a very familiar looking girl with a particular looking dot on her forehead. Darius, calls out to her, "So, you want to be part of the Guardians? Let's test your will then."
Oh Lord.
Kick his ass.
Is this
could be
armed combat or unarmed?
Sorry?
Is this armed or unarmed combat?
Neither of them seem. They have the right to bear arms, if you know what I mean. But yes, no, neither of them have like any sort of like visible weapons on them. Although Darius does seem to be covered in armor, like not. How do I put this? It's not a lot of armor, but it's armor still. There's like a chest plate. He has like armor on like one leg. He has got like gauntlets on. Karma, meanwhile, is still in her robes.
Spoiler alert, Darius is screwed.
I'm like pushing past people and knocking them over to get to the front.
It's not easy as you just like grab them by the head and just like. Eventually, you make it to the front, watching down from one of the upper floors, cheering them on, your voice ringing. And the moment that your voice rings through the arena, Karma looks up and smiles at you, giving you a thumbs up. And in that moment, you see a blur crash against her, sending her flying into a wall.
Ooh.
Looking back down, you see that Darius has managed to close the gap between the two of them in a blink of an eye, and you see small sparks of electricity going up and down his arms and his armor. As Karma drags herself out of the wall, and steps forward a little bit, she screams, "Hey! No fair! I wasn't even looking!" "In a fight, nothing's ever fair." And with that, you see him cross his arms as the electricity builds around him again before he charges forward. Seeing his trick, though, Karma reaches down into her robes, pulling out a pair of knives, tossing them towards him. With his speed, though, the knives seem to bounce right off of him as he crosses the distance between the two of them one more time, making a swing at her, but this time she's ready for him as she steps back, dodging the punch. Using the momentum from his punch, he moves into another kick, which she ducks quickly to avoid. Spinning down below the leg and behind him, Karma makes a kick of her own, which Darius quickly dodges, kind of moving backwards, like Matrix Kung Fu style, before landing on his arms and using that to push into a backflip, landing on his feet again. But as he lands on his feet, Karma's already prepping another punch. With a quick blow to the wall behind him that Darius dodges, you see the entire wall crumble as the rock just is completely decimated by Karma's punch. And as Darius, takes a few steps back, still in a fighter's stance, you can see on his face that he's incredibly impressed by this. Their fight continues on for quite a while, at least in fight terms. I'm going to say like almost 10 minutes.
Damn.
Before you can see that both of them are actually pretty worn down.
100 rounds of combat later.
100 rounds of combat later. Yeah, at some point you guys have stopped cheering and everyone's kind of just checking their nails. Can this be over? The two of them are both covered in sweat, heaving, hands on their knees. As they both slowly limp towards each other. Both of them raising their arms, Karma ready to launch one last punch, even though she probably doesn't have much ki left. Before she can land the punch, Darius's arms crush around her as he pulls her into a hug. Your training starts tomorrow. With that, Karma shakily lifts up a thumbs up before promptly passing out.
Oh.
I'm glad
The
she
crowd.
had fun.
The crayon's like, oh, she had fun. Alessa, who is, probably trying to peek over Ripper's shoulder, unless Ripper has decided to give, piggybacks.
I am absorbed in the fight. Someone could climb me right now and ride, and it's just like, I just exist.
She has probably climbed you and just assumed you were okay with it. She's kind of like sitting on top of your head. I'm kind of disappointed she didn't end up knocking Darius out. Sometimes I think the man's ego deserves it.
Roner nods in agreement.
Well, we should probably go collect your friend.
Probably. Though if she's training here, I don't think she'll be going with us then.
Perhaps not, but I think she could at least use a bed for now.
So we're on like a balcony, right?
Yeah, kind of. It's like, how do I put this?
The question is it's an arena, but then does the arena have balconies?
The balconies are basically the hallways for the floors above that lead into other rooms. Here, let me see if I can.
I guess what I'm basically asking right now, we're like looking into the fight ring. Is it?
Yeah, from above.
How far of a drop is it to the ring?
Right now, from where you guys are standing, I'd say it's 2 stories, so 20 feet.
Oh.
So here, imagine it kind of like this. So you can see this little cone thing. So each of the circles is basically, yes, it's a balcony, but it's a hallway that has doors that lead to other rooms on the floor, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then the arena is just on the bottom. Yeah, makes sense?
Is this arena in the basement where it's subterranean?
Yeah.
Okay.
This entire place is fairly well illuminated by torches and whatnot, though. Braziers. Must smell like a smoker's lung in here.
Jump down.
I'm not gonna jump all the way down, but what I will do, since it's tiered, I'm going to go over the balcony and swing down to the next one down till I'm reasonably ground level. And I'm probably bringing the Oracle with me because she's still up there.
Oops.
Wait, what do you all got?
We're going.
I run to the edge and I look down. Oh no.
You see nothing because we're directly beneath you.
Oh no. They've
Oh no, we
fallen
killed
so
her.
far. They've fallen through the realm.
No, it's not that. It's not that far.
And then I swing down to the next level beneath us.
Oh, there they are.
All right, you land on the ground with Alessa holding on to you for dear life as Darius turns around, still holding Karma and kind of her feet just dragging on the floor like a rag doll. Oh. Well, good to see that you saw that fight. What did you think?
I like it.
Ah, yes. The fire of combat, the burn of it in your veins. This one will do nicely here.
Okay. Tell Darius that his technique could be improved.
But I'm not that kind of fighter.
Damn.
You can certainly back it up. Just, I think Karma was holding back on you, though.
You can see that given that the mark on her forehead is still there, she definitely was.
Mm-hmm.
I will pick up Karma.
Throwing her on top of the other shoulder.
No, I will carry like Puppy.
Oh, cute. Alessa will guide you towards, one of the barracks rooms that you can probably put her.
I will follow these directions.
Darius, as you guys are leaving, Darius will call out to you. So, did you make a decision on Fairfall?
Oh, we can't exactly just leave it alone now, can we?
No one would blame you if you did. But we would be glad to have you, all the same. The planning begins tomorrow at sunrise. I'm sure Alessa can help find you places to sleep for the night. And with that, Darius is going to walk off, wiping the sweat off of his brow. Alright.
No
I
one.
want to look up
Alessa will-
Alessa and ask,
Alessa will
we can stay over?
Yeah, of course you can. Because I've never had a sleepover before.
Oh, at least we don't have to.
There you go.
No, Ronnie was just going to comment. Well, at least we won't have to sleep with the wet clam this time.
Dude, God, you really stayed there.
Oh
Yep.
please, we've been to worse.
Yeah, we've been to one where we had almost a whole dozen beheaded pirates.
How very disturbing. March back to my quarters. I'll have people bring in cots for all of us.
To be fair, the beheading was mostly my fault.
And as you guys ascend the stairs for a sleepover, you hear Alessa whisper, "It really is like we're sisters now."
Who should say that to?
Just everybody.
Oh no.
You've been adopted by an NPC.
Ronir is an honorary sister.
You've been
You know how
adopted by the
normally
Pope.
we get like the players get companions? We have now become companions to NPC.
Basically.
Yep.
Alright, and
This
I
is
think
my
I'm
life
gonna
now.
end a little early
We
there.
are now the Pope Tourage.
Yeah, you ended about right on time, actually.
2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause I think
do
we're
have
all
one
getting a
minor
little
thi-
tired here.
I'm gonna just send Isaac a little thing to do for when we come back to this.
Oh yeah, I think it's homework.
Isaac has
Why would
homework.
you give me-
Isn't that what DMing? Isn't that what DMing basically is?
Basically, which at some point, come September, I might ask that we roll back from weekly for this to something else, but we'll see. Yeah.
No.
Because things be piling up.
You mean
Well-
your dice is piling up?
If that,
We'll see how it goes.
okay.
If
If that's the case,
I
I
have
might.
the next little bit figured out, in which case worst case scenario I just have to plan out encounters and stuff like that, but we'll see.